good nick, really firm underfoot, and great day for footy.
Absolutely. Thanks to Goddings, bringing us our ground report. Geelong's Kubota dealers, tractors, excavators, mowers and more. Birchie will get you to keep an eye on both teams in the warm-up. A first look at a very different Lara team to last year. You've got Tom Parker coming from Heathmere / Newcombe, Darby Henderson obviously off Williamstown list, Lockie Grimer, Werribee Districts, Majak Daw, last played at Deer Park, Madjock Bowl, of course known to all and sundry as Shaggy, coming from Eastern Albans in the Essendon League, Kyan Burrell Grinton from Eaglehawk in the Bendigo League, Isaac Fulton Grover from Werribee Districts, Billy Nichols Jr. He'd be Billy Nichols Jr., wouldn't he? The third.
He's the third.
Dad's Billy and the grandfather was William. Well, he was a Billy as well.
Oh.
Great at North Shore. And of course, Will Nichols. Does he go by Will or Billy or
Will?
He goes by Will, does he? So his dad Billy, of course, played AFL with Richmond and Hawthorn. And did he play with you at North Shore? Did you just miss him?
I missed him. Unfortunately, I did come across him in the '93 grand final when he was a 15-year-old kid kicking three against us.
When he murdered you.
Yes. Playing against adults, it wasn't fair. He was just doing what he wanted.
Stanley Brentnell, I can tell you what, from Uni Blues is another one I'm going to keep an eye on today. In terms of St Albans newcomers, Blake Hodgson comes across from Grovedale, Kobe Harris, Jim Botsaris come from Point Cook. Looking forward to Botsaris and Felix Katsaris coming across each other. Jed Warren, of course, we saw at St Joey's, but most recently Apollo Bay. Lucas Gray. Is he as in Gray as in parents of dentists? Is that right?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Is that Geelong Smile Studio?
Maybe.
That used to be Robinson Gray Dental.
You know more than I do. All I know is that
I think that might be the case.
Coached him at college and he's a good little player.
I just say Geelong Smile Studio because I'm actually there for a check-up this week.
Oh,
and if it is...
Godfather, how's he going? Not a paid advertisement at all.
Not
about that.
And, you know, Joel Grigsby obviously played 7 games here last year, but is a Newtown junior, played 1 game with the Falcons, and then you got Tom Higgins from Wickham Wolves. So wonder if Lawson Humphreys may very well be here today having a look at his old mate from Wickham.
He might be. I'll tell you what, though, Mitch Day has left Lara up. They've got a replacement. How much does Jai Grayling look like him?
Well, I think he's a big boy. He marks Mitchell
he's
Day
a
as
big
well.
boy and looks like he, doesn't he?
Well, the game, man, just don't... Can you make a good point? He is the nephew of Jace Kelly, so we want to watch that side of him as well.
Let's go down boundary side once again. Birchie, Leopold Sports, who won the toss is Sam Purdy for the first year.
I was about to rubbish them. They had 2 goes at it, and then they both players pointed in the same direction. So I think Lara won, and they're kicking to the TAFE end of the ground.
Thank you. Breakwater Meadowland, please. Oh, sorry, go on, Birchie.
Yep. And yeah, so there's no breeze, so there'll be no advantage over either way.
Breakwater Meadowland head-to-head, please. Matthew Kershaw.
Yes, let's go through this quickly. Obviously, a lot of unknowns, Kingy, round 1, so we don't really know what we're going to get and who we expect, but we do know that Darby Henderson and Jacob Russell are probably the 2 key players on the ground. That is not the head-to-head, but they're the 2 we've got to keep an eye on. Obviously, all the hype about Majak Daw in the off-season. Yes, he's the next AFL footballer. We need to watch him. He's got the potential to do anything. We know that Hayden Elliott's going to get to him, so that's going to be one hell of a contest. If Majak gets a hold of him, who's going to kick their goals? It's got to be Majak. Hayden Elliott, probably one of the premier defenders in the competition, so that's our matchup.
Breakwater Meadowland, steel projects made easy. We'll also keep on the matchups for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, just down the road from here at 201 Townsend Road in Moolap. New stock arriving every day. Let's have a look at the KFC X poll. Grab a $3.95 Go bucket from KFC for a tasty bite on the go. It's pick up only, of course, with those $3.95 Go buckets, and the word has just come through that we have the 60% Lara, 40% St Albans.
Interesting, yeah.
So yes. So the Cats predicted by those on the KFC X poll to take this one out this afternoon. Who are you tipping this afternoon, knowing that there is no pendulum for you to swing about this afternoon, Kirsch?
Look, I was siding with St Albans all week, and they are my improver, but I think the Lara Cats might get the job done today by 2 points.
Oh, it's going to be nice and tight.
Went off them early last year, so they've got a chance early.
Laurie Hill for the first time this year at St Albans. Who wins? 20 points St Albans for old Laurie Hill. Birchie, winner in margin?
I think I'm going to go for Lara by 15 points.
Jace.
What about the bloke next door? He has to go and live in Lara, so he picks the Cats. St Albans by 24.
I had St Albans as my big improvement, so these are the games I have to win. 15 points this afternoon. I reckon it'll be tight most of the afternoon. Let's keep an eye on some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups. Bailey Coots onto this near wing, where he will be against Banjo Hickey. Debuted last year against Leopold Young Banjo. Just by my numbers, Bailey Brogden playing his 100th first 18 game. They did recognise his 100 games last year at the club, but 100 at 2 o'clock for Bailey Brogden, and 50 for Sam Purdy at 2 o'clock by my numbers this afternoon. Just a couple of milestones, and one of those is the new skipper of the Cats, sharing the role with Aaron Stone, who unfortunately outsidelined at the moment. It looks like Darby Henderson's going to play in a helmet. We know he's had some... He was basically concussion retired by Williamstown in the end, and he's going to play at local level, and he's got the helmet on, so we won't miss him in the middle. And I tell you what, Sam Hoffman's put on some good size too. He's built like the old man.
The number he's wearing this year.
Number 6. There's a few number changes. Ryan Bell's gone into number 8 as well. Tommy Gunther's gone into number 4. Among some of the number changes from last year. Umpires Ben Clark, Tom Hitchcock, and to throw it up, Paul McElhinney to get us underway. First quarter action for Harvey Norman. Here's Jace.
Yeah, Joel Grigsby gets it down for St Albans' first ruck and gives away the handball as well. They run through. Brogden gets the first kick for St Albans to half forward, coming towards the broadcast side, and it's going to run out of bounds close to the St Albans coach's box. And right half forward, and we're going to have a boundary throwing coming out there at pace was Nick Clark for St Albans. So Grigsby up against Ryan Bell in the ruck for their respective teams this afternoon. Boundary throw-in at right half forward for the Super Saints. Grigsby gets it down. Henderson got the handball away to Hoffman. Dropped the footy in the tackle. The umpire said playing. Still got it free. Bailey Brogden through the middle. Handball backwards. Keck went the man instead of the ball. Left it behind. Could be a free kick. Probably going to be. And it's Guyan Burrell-Gritton with the free kick.
From Eaglehawk in the Bendigo League goes short to our best seats in the house for Henderson. Kicked it in no favours. He had to take it on the bounce over the top. Nathan Cole lays a tackle. Won the footy back. Handball is out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And the very lightly framed Max Chambers. There is not much of Max Chambers. I tell you what, if they need a rider for a scratching on the last at Bendigo this afternoon, he might get there in time.
He's a tough little footballer, though. You watch him today, he'll lay some tackles.
Boundary throw-in, Bell front position, won the tap down. Henderson hit it at pace but couldn't take the footy with him. Looks like for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, he's got Brogden for company. The kick inside 50 for the Super Saints. Bounce over the head of Clark. Bowl will knock it towards the boundary line for the Cats. Took it nicely. Bit of class there from Shaggy Bowl as he sits it out very, very wide, looking out there for a teammate to try and run onto the footy. Almost overrunning it, though, was Fulton Grover. And then in the end, he had to come back and lay a tackle on a St Albans opponent. And the ball's not coming out. He's actually going to get pinged. Well, you knew when the umpire delayed in paying the free kick. It's gone the other way. And I think it might be Zach Larkins with the footy. It is. So it looked like Zach Larkins had taken possession and the tackle had been laid by Fulton Grover. Sounds like a law firm. Kick from Larkins to the goal scorer. He's kicked it straight to 3 Cats, and one of those is Ryan Bell, who stands tall and takes the mark at the top of his defensive square. Now, he's in the Monday to Friday only kickers, isn't he?
No one's going for the handball, though. So.
Oh, dinger. Gets it out towards half back. Cole stands under it for St Albans. He can't take the mark off the back of the pack. And it's a rugby scrum over the line, and we will have a boundary throw in. Blake Hodgson taken over the line there.
Has Jai Grayling got some product going through that there?
There's a bit going on there. He's got a hair studio as a sponsor by the looks of it.
Well, at least he's got hair to have a hair studio sponsor.
Well, that's true too.
Young Nick Beekman's got the job on Jacob Russell forward of the ball.
Ooh.
So boundary thrown right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7. Bell up against Grigsby. I mean, good battle in the ruck this afternoon. Grigsby gets it down with the left hand. Cole to run onto it for St Albans at half forward. Can't pick it up though. Quickly getting it was Banjo Hickey. They got it free. Short little kick over the top towards Bell just to try and bend over and pick it up. That's a big task for the big ruckman. And he sees it out of bounds for another throw in between wing and half forward. Still no score. You know why? Oh, I thought the scoreboard actually wasn't working there for a minute. But it is still no score here. We played 3 minutes first quarter.
We've got a blood rule already. Down to you, Birchie, for St John of God Hospital.
Yeah, just a bit of a split lip by the look of it, a bit of blood coming out of his mouth.
So I think that's Nathan Cole.
Yeah, it is Nathan Cole.
Yeah, there is a bit of claret as he walks towards our best seats in the house for Atco Cafe 24/7. Grigsby won the tap down, front of the pack. Chance here for Henderson, who's been lively early. Pulled off the footy without the ball by Kobe Harris. Umpire didn't see it that way, and we'll get another boundary throw-in. So right now, we're getting to learn some of these new players very quickly with this boundary throw-in.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's all happening right in front of us.
Good for us.
Maybe it was good that the van was moved slightly.
Oh, maybe. Well done, Cinco.
Ball back into play. Tap down Grigsby. Hoffman left it behind. Trying to jam it on the boot was Harris for St Albans. Keck was there. Little soccer is going to end up into the waiting arms of Lucas Gray, who puts it inside 50, and the skipper, Jacob Russell, takes it on the chest. 45 out from goal. What has he got inside forward 50? He's got Bailey Brogdon, or he's got a lead coming from Clark. Ball knocked away from him. Or rather, that was Higgins, and he's given away a free kick, I should say. Tom Higgins. Gee, he's a good size.
He's only got one effort in him, though, Kingy. When the ball hits the ground, he's nowhere to be seen.
And Sam Purdy, who can play anywhere on the ground, Kirsch, and sometimes in the long sleeves.
He's a good player.
He's not wearing them today. And the co-captain has it at half-back, and he'll send a high ball looking for Bell.
Goes towards that now. Pack develops out the back of the pack. Nobody really can pick it up. And Joe Osborne's across there as well for St Albans. Now Dylan Johnston back in board with the kick is okay. Brock McDonald, who thinks he's Bailey Smith, got the white headband on, wants to play on quickly. He had the scarf on too earlier. He goes with a kick across half foot. It's a good kick too for distance. Oh, they play on at all costs. They get it to Keck, 55 out. Open goal square. Bowles back there. That's a bad kick in the end. Straight to Madge. He takes the mark in the back pocket.
Bowl to half back. Not a great kick. Bailey Coots will look to track it for St Albans. Also there and taking it well is Kobe Harris, who's been busy early. Gave it to Howarth. Good to see him back. He's kicked though on the bounce. Flirts with the boundary line. Higgins came at it. Left it behind. Or rather it was Clark, I should say. And he has to lay a tackle on Brody Cambridge. Takes him out of bounds in the right forward pocket. So it'll get hurled back into place. St Albans enjoying a lot of attacking time, but not getting any benefit through the opening 5 minutes on the Barham Foods time clock. Hurled back into play. Bell will just grab it out of the ruck uncontested. His handball did Darby Henderson no favours. Clark couldn't jam it on the boot in time. Henderson was good. A handball on the up. The clearing kick for the Cats comes to half back. The spoil knocked it back into the path in the long sleeves of Dylan Johnston. Not sure why long sleeves today, but anyway. And the clearing kick came from Grimer to the middle of the ground for the Cats.
Goes up towards Brock McDonald and Gunther. Brock McDonald got it away. A foot race to the outer side on centre wing. Handball over the top for Lara Gunther to run back onto it. His handball missed the target, which was Grayling. Brock McDonald hands it. He's got one high. Should get a free kick. The umpire says, I'll have it.
Didn't see it.
No, didn't see it. Well, he was a bit closer than us, and
yes,
we saw it.
Nice matchup, that one, Gunther and McDonald.
Oh, yes.
One to watch all day.
Yes, it will be. We'll keep an eye on that as well.
Versus no headband.
Yes. Now it's a ball up. Henderson taken off the football. Handball came out quickly from Warren for St Albans. They get it out towards half forward with the kick wide. And not going to sit in for Nick Clark out of bounce. And it's a 0-0 draw here at the moment, BBC, St Albans and Lara. And we've played 6 minutes in this first term.
4 clearances to zip at the moment. But what's happening is Fletcher Ketch is a half-back flanker coming up into nearly every stoppage. And Flynn McGuan, the young fella's got a job on him. He just needs to be a bit tighter at the stoppages because Ketch is getting involved on the back of the stoppage as an extra.
We'll get it hurled back into play as we just wait for the ball to come back to the boundary umpire after going over the fence. It's a shallow throw in. It'll land at the feet of Bell. Overrunning the footy was Harris for St Albans. He's been busy early. Grigsby lays a good tackle. Ball spills out though. Bell had it knocked out in the tackle. Purdy's error, or is it Gunther? It's Gunther. Umpire said play on. Handball back. Oh, gee, getting a push in the back and we'll get a free kick. Here's Tommy Cordello. That left half forward. Cordello to send it inside forward 50. A long ball. Front position. Oh, over the top bowl. Just couldn't hang on to it. Forces a spillage, though, that St Albans might take advantage of, and Gray can't make them pay. And he misses to the near side. And I've just put the peepers on young Gray, and yes, there is a striking resemblance to his dad, the dentist, right there.
Oh, well, there's going to be a freebie during the week. That's fantastic.
First score of the season for St Albans. Lucas Gray with the behind the Torquay product. And they lead 1-0.
Purdy kicks it in from fullback, plays on, goes out wide. Bell, Grigsby, the two ruckmen, they get at it. They can't pick it up. Cordello's handball to Grigsby. Sets a task for the big ruckman. He needs some support and got some as well. They break free to St Albans. Just handball, missed the target, was coming back, and that was looking for Harris. Goes inside 50. Now it's a 2-on-1 over the back. The 2 is Purdy. Gets a little short little kick. Dangerous still inside forward 50 for St Albans, and Bowl pushed over the boundary line by Clark. And there's still some pressure from the St Albans forwards there. We're going to have a boundary thrown about 20 around from their goals at the southern end of Concept Oval.
Just missing that mark inside forward 50. If Higgins gets himself out of position, they don't have that secondary target at the moment. And Lara getting that extra number back and just sort of clearing it from their defensive battle line.
104 plays 8, Colac over North Shore. And I think that's going to be a score line we're going to give regularly this year, unfortunately. From the boundary throwing, Clark doing the ruck work. Front position though for the Cats was Cambridge, and then a tackle laid, bringing to ground. I think at the bottom of that is Flynn McGuan, and we'll get a ball up. Left forward pocket. St Albans in attack, just haven't been able to make the most of their time in forward half. Bell winning the tap down. McGuan had a fumble. Here's Henderson, who's been busy for the Cats. He ran out of room, though, and he's swinging the ball under the boot. Took it out of bounds, and we'll get another boundary throw. And anything else for Wombat Gully Plant Farm you've managed to pick up, please, Kirsch, that you've liked matchup-wise?
Yeah, don't mind that Hoffman-Warren one in the middle. That's a little bit of two bulls going at it there. Obviously, Purdy's got the job on the young kid Gray, who had that shot on goal before, and Bowl, as we mentioned, has got the job on Higgins. The ball's been inside the forward half of St Albans, I reckon, for about 80% of this game, so the matchups are all down this end.
Bell gets it down. Purdy got held on to, and it was too high. We'll take a free kick.
I reckon 80% is actually underselling it.
Yeah, well, it's 6 inside forward, 50-0 at the moment,
So Purdy with the free kick for Lara in the last line of defence. We've said that a few times. He goes short to Henderson. He takes the mark close to the boundary line. He chips the ball over the top as well. Ooh. And he gets it there to Will Nichols, who goes with a right foot kick long towards centre wing. Big pack there over the back. Grayling can't take the mark. Off the back of the pack, though, they get it quickly. It goes through Grimer towards centre wing. And back there, though, Elliott playing behind the ball. His handball comes out back. Back to Elliott on centre wing. He chips the ball towards half forward. Might be okay, it is. And St Albans going to tack around. Kick was partly smothered off the boot, though. Nichols is going to be there for Lara. He gets the handball backwards to Henderson, who's been around it already, and he goes short. Mark taken. And it's going to be just back of centre wing. Gunther's going to take the mark for Lara and just settle the play.
Gunther will concede to centre half back to Cambridge. Now Cambridge will bring it broadcast side. It's a well-weighted kick, although in the end it'll have to wait for it to bounce. We had a little slip there, did tricky, and it's opened the door here for the Super Saints. Long ball inside 50 from Botsaris. Bouncing ball, just the bounce that Clark didn't want. Instead of being a leggy, it was a big offie and bounced right instead of left. Bounce left, Clark might have been in, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Just a nervous moment there for Taylor J. Tricky, playing just his second senior game, debuted versus South Barwon in round 13 last year. Gets another opportunity. We've got 2 hyphenated surnames for the Cats and 1 hyphenated first name.
We're going on the old line of Cunningham, hoping they're as good as him.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I don't think Connor's no longer in the Cats fold, is he? Hasn't, out injured, obviously. Boundary throw in. Bell removing Clark in the ruck contest. Umpire said play on, trying to barge his way through Cambridge. That's holding the ball, surely not paid by the umpire. It's going to spill. Little handball on the bounce was smart play that came from Guida. Top of the goal square. Chance for Higgins, maybe couldn't get his boot on the ball. Harris, I should say, couldn't get his boot on the ball, and we'll get a ball up about 20 out from the St Albans goal. So we've got 11 minutes on the Barwon Foods time clock. Barwon Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you, and St Albans on the BBC World Service 1. Lara 0.
Getting it down, Clark in the ruck for St Albans. Kick away for Lara, back towards half-back with the kick, looking for Parker, who couldn't take the mark. He was surrounded by a couple of St Albans players there. They see it over the boundary line. Howarth was one of them, and we will have a boundary throw in. 50 around from the St Albans goal. Grigsby comes down. He's sitting behind the ball for St Albans. He's going to do the ruck work against Ryan Bell. In favour, Grigsby just tries to whack it with the right fist inside 50 with the big whack. Comes through Brentnell for Lara, who's wrapped up by Johnston. He's not going anywhere, so...
Colac 116, North Shore 8, Grovedale 1, South Barwon 7, Newtown 12, Bowl Park 2, St Mary 6, Geelong West 7.
The ball from the ruck contest goes to the side of the pack, poking free. Kobe Harris of St Albans does the good thing towards the top of the goal square. Nobody really wants to run at it. They do in the end. They get it free, and the ball comes from Banjo Hickey, goes towards defensive 50 on the outer side, and Nichols is going to take it again for Lara.
Will Nichols concedes some ground back to Purdy, who's the top of his defensive goal square. Brings it broadcast side. It's a well-weighted ball. McGuan's got to sit under it, but he did well and took the mark. Can't miss McGuan. He's got the white zinc cream on and the left elbow strapped. Left half back. Sends it through the waiting extended arms of Botsaris. Dory's target. Ball, big grab early. Hamlin Hanger contender. Dawes stamping authority on his first contest in the GFL. Turns, kicks quickly. Bell climbed on by Elliott. Should have been a free kick. Umpire said play on. Ball at ground level. Elliott cleaned up. Now the clearing kick for St Albans to half back. The outstretched arms of Keck. Couldn't reel it in. Guida a handball. They'll look to break off half back. That might be Harris again. High floating ball. Not a great kick. Back with the flight. Well, no real conviction shown by Cambridge, but in the end the ball was knocked back by Bowl to Purdy, but Purdy was too slow. And they can get it quickly inside forward 50. if they can get the ball back to Russell, although Bowl wasn't in a hurry to give it back now. Russell drives the kick, looking for the marking target. He was looking for Higgins, and he was able to get the hand near it. The tackle laid in the pocket by Guida, and we'll get a boundary throw in. About 10 around from the right hand behind post. So just a missed chance there for both teams. I reckon Bell, that was a free kick against Elliott down there.
Certainly was, and Bowl was very clever there not to give the ball back because he saw what was ahead of the game, and he knew that they were 2v1 streaming back to goal.
Played it as well as he could.
Absolutely, without giving away a 50.
Boundary throw in, 20 around from the St Albans goal. Ruck contest. Madge is in the ruck now for Lara. Up against, well, it's a short boundary throw, and I think the boundary umpire's going to have to do a little bit more work there with that. So we'll have another crack at it. Still 20 around from the St Albans goal. He's St Albans 1, Lara, yet to score. Back to Clark, big thump down. Gets it down. In fact, it was Higgins who got it down. On hands and knees, Cordello. Got the handball out. Quick kick from the pack. And the squeeze, I think, just to the near side and through 4-1 behind. I think that might have been Jed Warren. So they get 2 behinds now. St Albans, Lara yet to score. We've played 14.5 minutes on the Bowen Foods time clock in this first term.
Birdie to half back. Dory's target too much on the kick. Went through both the arms of Grigsby and McDonald out the back. Howarth head over the foot. He gave it up to McDonald. Heard a voice out the back. And a chance to go forward through Zach Larkins to half forward. Not a great kick though. Judging it best off the boot. Good mark from Banjo Hickey. So Hickey at the top of his defensive 50-metre arc can come lateral if he likes to Burrell Grinton, ignores that and instead turns it over into the waiting arms of Guida. Guida plays on from just inside the centre square, bangs it long. His target is Higgins, couldn't take the mark. In the end, he's been paid the free kick. Chop, chop. Chop of the arms, was it? Or was it a mark?
Top of the arms, they said.
Yep.
But, very fortunate.
And Tom Higgins, a chance to put the first goal on the board. It's been a struggle for St Albans. They've been inside forward 50 on numerous occasions. I think it's only one inside 50 for Kerrs High so far, Kirsch, for the Cats.
I've got a 10 zip. I don't reckon that went in the inside forward 50. Then if it was, it might have just been on the
long ball to Ryan Bell.
Yeah.
Either way, Tom Higgins from the Wickham Wolves comes across. Good mates with star young cat Lawson Humphries. Will kick from 35. It's a deliberate approach, and he's snuck it in, and he's happy too. And look at them get around him. They have come from everywhere, his Super Saints teammates, to celebrate the first goal in black and white for Tom Higgins. And they get their first of the season. Opening quarter action thanks to Harvey Norman. Harvey Norman, Corio and Morn Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman. They're 1-2-8. Lara yet to score. And in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe, here's Matt Kershaw.
Wickham Wolves, is that Division 2 in England?
Division 1, actually.
Division 1.
Yes, they're below the championship. Below the championship. So, yep.
Look, they've had all the play. There's no doubt about that. It's 9-1 in favour of clearances at the moment around the stoppages. But like I said, they were bringing that extra number in. It's working for them. Kick off the back of the stoppages is working well. 10 inside forward 50s to zip. They're just doing everything right except hitting the scoreboard at the moment. So maybe this might get them going. They've had plenty of ball and they're looking the goods at the moment, St Albans.
Newcombe 1-4-10 lead, Torquay no score. Just down the road, by the way, at Grinda Reserve.
Hear them if they get up. Don't worry about that.
Dom's job in trouble. Back to the middle. Too early. Henderson gets it down.
That'll get back to him.
Lara, no, we love you, Dom. Goes towards centre half forward. Got to try and save it now. Back towards Lara. They try and get it to Bell. He's wrapped up by Cole. Ball spills free. Cole picks it up again. Back on the ground after that blood rule. Goes with a kick out wide towards half forward. Keck has to try and get McGuan past the footy. McGuan tapped it on, but it got away from him, and they're going to be able to go now. St Albans inside 50 with a kick. Russell over the back. If it sits for him, he's away. Does it sit before the boundary line? It doesn't. He can't keep it in, and we will have a boundary thrown about 40 around from the St Albans goal.
It's just the little things, Jace. You know, the player's handball into a stationary ruckman who's not really ready for that possession. He's facing the wrong way. You know, just those little things are causing turnovers that are putting or transferring pressure onto Lara players.
I've got to test your memory. Who was the last Stan to play in the GFL?
The last what?
Stan.
Stan.
We've got a Stan today. Stanley Brentnell. Who was the last Stan?
Really good trivia quiz, actually.
From the boundary throw-in, ball falls for Bowl, who just hacks it out of there for the Cats towards half-back to a one-on-one. Coming through and knocking it down was Blake Hodgson. It's going to fall into the arms of Grigsby, who's going to send the Super Saints back inside forward 50. Haven't got reward for effort yet. Bouncing ball. Russell a snap. Russell around the corner. Russell is gold. Metricon goal of the day contender. From a standing start, The Coast skipper is able to bend it across his left shoulder and through for a goal, and the Super Saints get their second. First quarter action thanks to Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds. They move to Archbishop Desmond 2-2-14, may he rest in peace. Lara yet to score, 18 minutes played, opening quarter action from Concept Oval.
Well, we're starting to hit the scoreboard a little bit now. Like I said, they get that one, there may be a run on 11 to zip inside forward 50s. It's the telltale story of all that on the back of the clearances and the hard work up the ground. Once they're getting it in, if you've got someone like Jacob Russell in that forward line and the ball hits the ground, look out. Doesn't matter what team he's playing against. He is a classy player, Jacob Russell.
Legend. As he walks straight past, you heard him.
Good timing.
Good timing.
That was only because he walked past.
Back to the middle. Grigsby gets it down again in the middle, does his own roving work as well. The big fella for St Albans goes inside 50 again with the kick. We can't take the mark at the back. Good defensively by Lara. They try and pick it up outside the defensive 50 at the moment now. That was Kobe Beckley, and he's able to bottle it up for the Cats.
There's not a lot of Jim Botsaris.
No, there's not. No.
Umpire puts it into the air for Grigsby and Bell. Grigsby winning the tap down. Ball bobbling around. Grigsby was able to pick it up. He's had a real influence on this contest against Bell at the moment. But the Cats will come up with a quick handball out of the pack. Will roll towards half back. Purdy will come under the loose foot. He got one high. Just a little bit ambitious was Kobe Harris with his tackle, and Sam Purdy in that massive gap between the top of the 50-metre mark and the back edge of the centre square. Really, no game should be played on St Albans in warm weather. The ground is just too big. And he'll go laterally to Henderson, who we haven't called for a little while, but he was influential early. Just probably needed some mates to help him get the ball forward. Henderson though goes back to Purdy and they're inside defensive 50. He can come laterally to Cambridge, but he gives a handball to Henderson just cruising by. Breaks defensive 50 and now kicks towards our broadcast wing. It's a well-weighted kick too. And the mark taken at left half back by Edwards, who turns and kicks, and Gunther presenting up, takes a nice mark. Last time we saw Tommy Gunther, he was kicking 7 in a win over North Shore. Sends it forward, bowl over the top, had to go the spoil, and he didn't. And the mark has been taken back there for the Super Saints. And will be Guida brought back by Guida to halfback.
He goes short along the boundary, and someone just holding the play up now. Short little kick for Howarth. Goes to Coots. Still at halfback for the Super Saints. There's a lot in front of him at half forward. He goes in that direction. Centre wing sets it up. Oh, in the end, the only player that really went for it was Nick Clark, and he took the mark. Easily uncontested on centre wing. So St Albans just moving it down the wing to half forward. Jed Warren takes it right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7. He goes to Keck, so all their better players with hands on the footy. Now Keck inside 50 with the kick towards the pocket, and the Purdy went up way too early for acceptances there, and then looked at the sun and thought that got him away as well. He missed the ball altogether, and it fell into the arms of Kobe Harris, who read it the better for St Albans and will shoot for goal from 30 out.
Like Kobe Harris's game so far.
I do too. He's actually had 2 nice centering balls from the same position there. He's a thoughtful player. He doesn't sort of waste shots on goal or anything like that. Sets it up for his teammates.
30 out. Oh, he
that's probably why.
Chips the ball into the square in the end. Oh, if you don't mind. Oh, a bit of
big fella.
Tom Higgins. A bit of party time in the goal square. Just took the one-hander and kicked the goal.
Play a little bit of circus tunes because he was just juggling that.
They go to 3-2-20 St Albans. Lara yet to score. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman, Crier and Warm Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
Well, stats-wise, it's a complete demolition at the moment, isn't it? So obviously, the scoreboard's reflecting a little bit of reward for their dominance around the ball and inside forward 50 at the moment, but it's all one-way traffic at the moment. Lara, how they get themselves back in the game, they've got to start winning the ball at the source. It's as simple as that. They are not winning the ball at the source. They've got to get the ball moving forward. They've chucked Madge in the ruck now to try and get them some energy.
So Ryan Bell's been sent back to the goal square for the moment. Back in the middle, Grigsby Dawg got high, won the tap down, but the roving done by Warren, who bursts away, untouched from the stoppage. Kick inside 50 for Clark, and that is St Albans the way they want to play. He marks about 48 from goal. He'll just chip a kick into space. Keck's worked hard forward, and that was all too simple, and Brett Henderson will not be happy with how that's transpired.
Well, their absolute midfield were flat-footed then. They did not get on the move. They did not have any craft to defend the stoppage. Majak done the right thing, won the hit out to the hit zone, and all Jed Warren did was read it. That's all he did.
That was almost like Grigsby was happy to concede the knock.
Yeah, it was in the end, wasn't it?
He goes, I'm not going to be able to compete with his leap. Just positioning yourselves in the right spots, boys. Fletcher Keck for the Super Saints 4th, and he's delivered. Nice finish from the Ocean Grove product. Game 35 for him, runner-up in last year's best and fairest to Bailey Brogden. And the margin is now 26 points, and this is going to get ugly if Lara don't get moving. 4-2-26 on the first quarter. K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard. The Cats yet to score, and we're into time on. Well and truly, 23 minutes played on the Barham Fooch time clock.
Well, I don't recall a game. I know we've had some very dominant games by some teams against the lower teams, but when you've got two teams in the bottom four, I don't think I've ever seen a 15-zip inside forward 50 stat than I have right now in all the games. So it's complete control of this game at the moment.
That's the start here in the middle.
Absolutely.
With Madge up against Grigsby, who both got a hand to it. Now through the middle, Gunther, who imposes himself, comes from half forward and gets it to Henderson on the outside. Might be inside 50 for the first time. It comes in there. Well, Osborne comes out to meet it and tries to run into the tackle. The tackle came from Grimer as well. The umpire says it's held up. And it will be a ball up right half forward for Lara. Northern end of the ground. Dorr gets it down. And roved though by Brogden again on the move. Kirsch is not happy with the Lara midfield. The ball over the top towards half forward for St Albans. They run onto it. It's a 2-on-1. They're scrambling around. Guida's got it. His handball over to the top to nobody in particular. He might be able to run onto it again. He does. He gets through. Oh, blind turn if you don't mind to Keck. Keck on the left. 40 out from goal. Puts it up to the square. It's going to be a 2-on-1 getting back there. Bowl did pretty well in the end. He had Clark and also Higgins against him, and he saw it over the line. He needed some support last line of defence, and we'll have a throw in the left forward pocket.
Well, not happy with midfield, Jace. You've just got to be competitive in there, you know. You've just got to, if you lose one or two in a row, you get a little bit more defensive. You get a little bit more, you know, body on body, and your craft work is to push them into a contest and get a restart. Not just be flat-footed and let the opposition run away from a stoppage that they are at the moment.
Guida was going to go to St Joseph's, but changed his mind and came back, and it's been good early. In the ruck, Higgins did the ruck work, got a handball away. That might have been against Gunther. Bowl taken high. Umpire didn't see it that way. Guida, the tackler, will get a ball up top of the goal square. Super Saints in attack, attacking the big roundabout. Buckley's end of the ground here in Breakwater. Umpire to put it into the air. Higgins doing the ruck work. Tap down there, one by Grayling. Haven't called his name much yet. Here's Bowl, who we've called a lot of. And he'll send this long ball outside defensive 50, and it's a good kick onto the chest of Grimer, who was marked. Playing his first footy since 2021, according to Play HQ. Last lining up at Werribee Districts, which I'm guessing would have been under Chris Gillum, Kirsch.
Well, 2021 it would have been, absolutely. That's around COVID time, though.
Cousin of Nathan and Todd goes all across the ground. Oh, no, they mucked around with it. Inside defensive 50, Cambridge. Oh, he slipped over and didn't take the mark and left it behind. Jacob Russell kick, beautiful. Steered the ball into the arms of Higgins, and they are just toying with them up forward now, St Albans. That was great play from the skipper.
Jacob Russell was almost Tim Watson in that night grand final back in the early 80s, hurdling over the top.
So Higgins now is going to go with the left.
The opposite.
Yeah, he's going to go with the left around the corner. Jeremy Cameron special. No, he's not.
He is
not. That's good play. That is good play. He lined up to look like he was going to kick around the corner. Stood there and said, you know what, I might just kick it directly to Nick Clark, who was a bit better on the angle. He's about 35 out, and the two big boys down in the forward line going nicely together, Kirsch.
They are. Once the ball hits the ground, though, there's not much movement.
Okay,
but
well, it's not hitting the ground at the moment. That's
him.
right. So Clark comes in.
Oh, he's drifting.
And he has drifted it to the near side and through for one behind. His first of the afternoon. They go to 4-3-27 St Albans. They lead. Lara yet to score. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Just on the back of that, they actually haven't had that inside 50 marking target for a few years. Now they've got two, so that's exactly what they require.
Bowles' kick in was dropped by Henderson, but he had time to recover and went short, and Hoffman has got it. And of course, his old man Craig, very talented, hard-working player for the Cats, premiership player back in '94 off by memory, Kirsch, under Chops Rickman. Dragged the ground in the tackle was Nick Beekmans, whose father was also in that '94 premiership team.
Was indeed.
Yeah. Hello to Jerome, who is no doubt listening to us right now.
Listening on the bench, so I think he's doing the board today.
Hoffy's old man, much better player than him. Oh,
Bell and Grigsby. Grigsby the tap down. Botsaris left the footy behind. I reckon Grigsby got one high. Umpire didn't see it. Barging his way through the pack is Burrell Grinton. A high kick to the wing. McDonald played it well. Knocked it away from Grayling. Johnston doing the roving off the hands of the pack in the long sleeves. Can't miss him. But his kick had too much on it for Osborne. And he kicked it straight to Dorr. Dorr shrugged the tackle of Osborne. Then under pressure got a short kick away. The pressure was okay. It impacted the kick enough for St Albans to be able to get their hands on the footy. Coming back the other way is Purdy. Or is it Grayling? Grayling, but he can't take it from the contest, and we'll get a ball up. Right on the top of the 50-metre arc. Favouring the Cats, who are yet to score through 28 minutes of this clash. St Albans are 4-3-27 in the opening quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds.
Jaw goes up against Grigsby. Ball falls to the side of the pack. Coots puts the tackle on through the middle. Hoffman gets the right foot kick up the chimney towards the top of the square. Elliott comes out, takes the mark in front of Grayling. Called to play on, I think he does. Goes wide, looking for Cole. He got a hand to it, close to the boundary line. Going to run away from Nathan Cole, and we will have a boundary throw in at left half forward for Lara.
Newcombe 18 lead Torquay 2.
Well,
Newcombe wouldn't have beaten Torquay since 2007.
jeez.
I know we've gone early a couple of times when Port Arlington have led teams, and it's bitten us on the bum. Bell wins a tap down. He'll do his own roving too, but then run into a McDonald tackle. That forced the ball free, and then taking the footy but going nowhere. That might be Seth Morrell, and we will get a ball up. So a little left half forward. Cats in attack. Bell winning the tap down. And he's been good here, Harris, and he stumbled but got to his feet and then kicked, but the kick is a turnover and onto the waiting chest of Nick Beekmans. Beekmans gave it to Purdy, and the skipper goes short to Gunther. Gunther turns and kicks. That's a scything ball. That's a wonderful kick onto the chest of Grayling. And their first real forward foray with any purpose will get their first shot at goal for the afternoon Kirsch for the Sporting Globe.
That's exactly right. Take the ball off the line, move it that little bit quicker. Don't let the St Albans defenders get in a position to defend, and you can hit a target up inside forward 50. A little bit better in some certain areas there.
Some early cramp. Nick Beekman's already stretching out down there, Birchie, for St John of God.
Yeah, sorry, it's certainly warm down here. They're grabbing the water bottles as quick as they can when they come off, so cramp will set in.
Grayling, that might have been touched off the boot, and it was. So now the clearing kick comes for St Albans to half back. Morell's there, Keck's there. Keck got one high, we'll get a free kick. And he's a good little target, Keck. Like Keck and Russell have been now able to roll forward and play attacking roles rather than defensive midfielders, Kirsch.
Absolutely. I like the role of Keck today. He's just sort of, you know, as a defensive start, but just moving up the ground.
And a 50-metre penalty too to boot. So 50s are like gold on St Albans with the length of this ground. It only takes him, though, to the edge of the centre square at left half forward. He plays on quickly, sends it inside forward 50. Clark or Higgins, shoved out of the way was Clark. Ball's got out the back. Beekmans taps it to his own advantage, but the siren has sounded for quarter time here at Concept Oval. Quarter dominated by the Super Saints. Maybe they will be super again. 4-3-27. They lead. Lara yet to score first quarter action thanks to Harvey Norman. We'll take a break from here at Concept Oval with the Super Saints. 27 points to the good that opening term for Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds. Grab a fast Twitch energy drink at APCO Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, K-Rock Footy.
Keep moving on and on and on. I said, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. And it don't stop. Watch this hot lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year, ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, never I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound, wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style, rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I said, here we go, you need to get with this song. Here we go.
Wallpapering the Hall project. We love the smell of paint in the morning. We're Inspirations Paint Stores, and together with you, we can do amazing things. What's your next project?
Inspirations Paint, Grovedale, 138 Torquay Road.
At APCO, we know your time is precious. So download the APCO app to skip the queue and pay for your fuel from the comfort of your car. Love our Jaffles and award-winning coffee? Pre-order through the APCO app. No more waiting in line, just grab and go. Shop the way you want, when you want. Just search APCO app in your app store and start saving time today. APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you.
Update your home with a new floor from Harvey Norman. Great deals on versatile hybrid flooring, including beautiful Australian timber, pine and oak designs from just $45 per square metre. Luxurious oak natural timber flooring from only $85 per square metre. Or family-friendly carpets. Soft, quiet and warm underfoot. Great value from just $17 per square metre. From measure and quote to expert installation in your home. Come on in and see the specialists at Harvey Norman. Your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Metricon gives you freedom to get more of what...
I said, here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch us hot lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't coming clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dealing with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I said here we go, you need to get with this song. Here we go.
Order online so you don't miss any of the action. Zambrero, feel good mix.
Righto.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Concept Oval this afternoon. We are at for St Albans and Lara. And it is St Albans 4-3, 27 at quarter time. They lead. Lara yet to score. And goal kickers, Tom Higgins has 2, Fletcher Keck and Jacob Russell, the other goal scorers for the Super Saints, who lead by 27 points at the first change. Other games this afternoon in what is round 1 of GFL action. South Bowen 27 lead Grovedale 7, Newtown 25 lead Bell Park 9, St Mary's 19 lead Geelong West 9, and one game next week, as we said, Leopold and St Joey's as well down at Lawn on Easter Saturday. Round 2 of the Ballerine Football Netball League this afternoon. Drysdale and Mottawarri 26 apiece at quarter time. Anglesea 26 lead Geelong Avenue 9. Bowen Heads 24, Queenscliff 14. No score Ocean Grove Port at the moment, and Newcombe 18 lead Torquay 2, as Kingy said before the break. And in the Geelong District Football and Netball League this afternoon is also round 2. No score at the moment, Geelong West Winch. No score East Geelong Werribee. Thompson 26, Anarchy 27 out at Anarchy. Inverleigh 22, North Geelong 17. Bannockburn 35, Corio 34. And Belmont 23 lead Bellpost Hill 14. The games around the grounds in the other leagues this afternoon. And also in the GFL. Kirsch, how did you see the first term here at Concept?
Well, complete.
We saw a lot of the footy at this end of the ground, didn't we?
Did see a lot of footy at this end of the ground, and complete dominance by St Albans in all facets of this game at the moment. The only stat they're not winning is the turnovers, and that's Lara winning the turnovers 13-8 at the moment. They're just giving the ball back on too many occasions. But look, the inside forward 50s and the clearances are the key ones, Jason. They're winning the ball at the source. We've seen them walk through the front of many a stoppage at the moment, and Lara's defensive structural setup within those stoppages isn't very good at the moment. They're allowing too many exits, and too many exits under no pressure, and that's the issue. Getting an inside forward 50. They had 17 inside forward 50s, but they only scored 7 times. So can you say the back half is doing well, or the ball's sort of like not going in the right area when the ball gets inside forward 50? They're getting enough off it. They just probably would have wanted to hit the scoreboard on that percentage a little bit more, but clearance-wise, 13-5 in favour of St Albans. So they're doing all the right things. They probably just need to hit the scoreboard a little bit better.
Let's go down to Birchie on the boundary line. She has the St Albans coach, Rick Munn, with her. Birchie.
Haven't got you.
I can't hear you, Birchie. Oh, probably because King hasn't turned you on. So there we go.
About now.
Rick, you'd be pretty impressed with that first quarter, the intensity and getting numbers to the ball. That was a real standout.
Yeah, it was. We spoke about it before the game about wanting to outnumber at contest. We think our boys are pretty fit, so contest to contest, playing with edge is what we spoke about before the game, and yeah, we're pretty happy with the start. Yeah. And exciting when you do get a couple of entries early on were a little bit wasteful, but then once they got that sorted and had your key targets up there, Higgins looks like a real excitement machine. Yeah, Higo just got a bit too excited early, wanting to hit up too much. we think he's got a good matchup down there, so we just want him, in the cage where he can do some damage. And so, yeah, we'll look to continue to do that, yeah.
One final one. You've all got matching hats, I've noticed. Is that a bit of a agreed thing that you've gone and organised for the season?
Yeah, we're running with a bit of a theme for the year, and I don't know. I think people think it's Peaky Blinders, but it's actually Angus Scott, bit of back and black AC/DC action, yeah.
The Leopold coming out near Gary Hocking.
Border will be proud.
Well done. Good luck.
Thanks, Birchie. Thanks to Rick Munn as well. I think Kingy will jump on that. He loves that. He loves the Peaky Blinders. He loves them. He'll be part of the St Albans coaching staff soon, the way he's going.
If only I knew something about football.
Don't give yourself up.
Second quarter action coming up. Thanks to Hamlin Homes, new custom home in Torquay, open by appointment. And we are underway with a 27-point St Albans lead. Here again is Jace.
Yeah, so it goes up Grigsby early against Bell, who gets it down this time for Lara. Coming on at Cole, kick off the ground, or it came from Bailey Brogdon. Goes out wide, or Cordello falls over at the crucial stage. Cole came to help him, but left the footy behind. Burrell Grinton didn't for Lara. And goes short to Darby Henderson, who takes the mark. Back end of the centre square here at Concept Oval. Wants to go to the outer side. Looks for a lead. One came from Bell. He's surrounded though. Grigsby through the middle of the pack did well. His handball was chopped off though. Will Nichols, can he pick it up? Oh, he does. And he then runs into a Cordello tackle. The umpire said it was too high. And it's going to be a free kick to Junior. And he's going to give the handball away to Henderson.
Henderson will go short to Gunther, too far from home to score, but a handball to the run of Beekmans. Beekmans to send them inside forward 50. That's a beautifully weighted ball onto the chest of Grimer. Well played by Beekmans. The kick to advantage was allowing him to run into the right forward pocket unencumbered. And Lockie Grimer, a real opportunity to put Lara on the board in some way, shape or form. Scoreless in that opening term. But an opportunity here, Kirsch, that they really need to take.
Absolutely. Great ball movement, good handball received, uncontested mark, just keeping possession of the ball, but more importantly, just hitting those targets with that final kick. Nick Beekmans is a very skillful footballer.
Player on the mark, stands about 35 from goal, so Grimer will kick from just on 40, you would suspect. Starts at left, works it back. That's a nice finish from Lockie Grimer. First goal in Cats colours, and their first of the season gets them underway on the Hamlin home scoreboard. 1 straight 6. The Cats. 4-3-27 St Albans. Something to get them moving. New custom home in Torquay, open by appointment. That's Hamlin Homes.
Well, you want the ball in, your best players. You always say you want ball in hand with your best players. And, Darby Henderson, Tom Gunther, Nick Beekmans on the end of it. They're the skillful players. They keep possession and they hit up targets. And that's exactly what they did there. That's their first mark inside forward 50. And it's really their first threatening inside 54A.
Colac 148, North Shore 8. 8 minutes into the third term. Luke Hillman's kick 5. Joffy's kick 4. So
last we had him.
Yeah. Back to the middle. Good start to the second term here by Lara. Bell goes up at road by Jed Warren for St Albans. Goes towards half forward. Pushed off the football was the Lara player there in Beekmans, who didn't get a free kick. Henderson came across to help. He's on centre wing now and he's held onto for way too long. And it's going to be a free kick to Darby Henderson. Just the back end of centre wing for Lara. He comes back in ball with the kick. Had to be good to Bell, and it wasn't. And St Albans surrounded. They've got the numbers. Keck right in the middle of Concept Oval. Goes with a high kick out wide towards half forward. Russell over there. Bowl goes to the back of the pack. Clark is going to have to get McGuan. McGuan gets around him. Arches his back. Goes with the kick. Oh, dangerous though. Turnover. And way too easy turnover. And have they made them pay? I don't think they have. They've missed. The kick came from Seth Morrell. And he's missed it and threw for one behind, missed it to the near side. So not as good as Digby, but 4-4-28 St Albans. Lara 1 straight 6, and that is on the Hamlin Homes K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Short kick into the right back pocket. Gee, asked a lot there of Chambers. He couldn't hang on to the foot. He went through his hands. He's going to end up with the ball, though. He'll kick to half back, not in time before the boundary umpire said you'd taken it out of bounds, Maxie, and we'll do it all again. Just saw Ben Darrington outside the Lara huddle, keeping an eye on young Will Nichols, as we'll have it hurled back into play in front of the old scoreboard that's been repurposed as a coach's box here at Concept Oval. Grigsby doing the ruck work, and he'll end up with the footy too, and he'll kick into the pocket and put it out of bounds on the full. Doing it all himself. He's having some sort of game, is Joel Grigsby.
Absolutely. He's the best player on the ground at the moment, I reckon.
Steamatic standout. Kirsch to make that call, and our Leopold Sporties player of the day. Shaggy Bowl kicks to half back. Bally's target couldn't mark off the hands of the pack. Henderson near the boundary line, couldn't keep it alive. And it's actually out in the full, I think, is the decision. And is it out of bounds on the full or just out of bounds? And I think field and boundary umpires are going to confer. And we might get the right decision, which I think is a throw-in will be the decision, and it is. Yep, it's been overruled. And the Lara players were a little bit miffed that was paid out of bounds on the full when Darby Henderson was well out of bounds before he actually kicked it. And we'll have it hurled back into play. Left half forward for St Albans. They lead by 22. 4.5 minutes played on the Barn Foods time clock in this second quarter of action.
So throw in. Grigsby, Bell in front, roved though beautifully by Jed Warren, right foot kick long towards the top of the square, coming out, take the mark, Higgins, and good mark by Tom Higgins. He has become the target there. Clark let him go at it, and he took the mark and will shoot for goal from 15 out, 45-degree angle.
Clearance again from the stoppage. There's going to be another score, absolutely,
Jed Warren.
Through the front of the stoppage, and look, it's 4-1 again to St Albans in terms of clearances.
So Higgins comes in, right foot kick, makes the goal umpire work, and work she has because it's 3 for 1 behind. So 2 goals, 1. His personal tally now, Higgins, 4-5-29 St Albans. They lead Lara 1 straight 6, Hamlin Holmes, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Purdy to bring the ball back into play. Kicks to half back, looking for Grayling. In front, Joe Osborne couldn't mark for St Albans. Grayling found it at ground level and a handball back. Asked a little bit of his teammate there, who was able to get it back to Grayling. That was Cody Beckley. And the kick to the top of his defensive goal square was a little bit dangerous, but he's going to work out okay. Fulton Grover goes short into the left back pocket. The Cats controlling it with Purdy with his hands on the footy. But a long way from home on this very big deck at Concept Oval. High ball to half back. Target is Gunther. Couldn't take the mark. Morell off the hands of the pack, walked straight into a 2-man tackle. And we'll get a ball up just forward of the wing. Favouring St Albans under the scoreboard that shows for Hamlin Holmes. St Albans 4-5-29, leading Lara 1 straight 6. A very sedate start to this second term.
So a free kick found, is it? No, the umpires, somebody, Seth Morell was trying to get a free kick there from the umpire. The umpire said, give it back to me. I'm going to throw it up. Grigsby gets it down, kick through the pack, handballed it back towards Grigsby. Needs to get the hands free and did his handball though. And as far as Edwards, he gets it out wide. Oh, missed Hoffman. Coots comes the other way for St Albans, runs back to the middle. He can't pick it up though, needs some support. He gets some. Through the middle, handball. Howarth over the top. Oh, a little bit of candy from Cole. His vision on the outboard was okay on centre wing. A little bit of time and space. He might need it too. Coming one way, going the other. That was Bailey Brogdon. Goes on the right foot towards half forward with it. Coming out, going back and put the hand up. Oh, Cambridge came out. And Bowl goes back there for Lara as well. His handball close to the boundary line. Under pressure. They've got some time now in space. Short little kick over the top might be okay. Oh, punched away defensively. And the St Albans forwards working overtime. And it will be a bouncy throw in at left half forward for the Super Saints.
Wellington 28 lead Ocean Grove 10. You got to remember that for 30 years, Port Arlington didn't beat Ocean Grove, and they might beat him twice in 12 months. Boundary throw-in. Grigsby winning the tap down has been outstanding this afternoon. Guida's been pretty good too. Had a fumble there, then found himself slung in the tackle. Just fired a handball over his head into space. Coots to run onto it for the Super Saints. He's brought down in a 2-man tackle. Ball spills out. Henderson picked it up. He was dumped in a tackle as well. There's a lot going on in that left forward pocket for the Super Saints. It's off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. In front of the cricket curator's shed here. I think they've made a coaching appointment, St Albans Breakwater, in the cricket space for next year. Back in Div 4, I think, the Super Saints. Left forward pocket, boundary throw in from behind. Tap one down by Bell. Higgins the roving though. Higgins on the boot, and Bowl come across like a goalkeeper to knock it away from the goal and knocked it out of bounds for a boundary throw in the left forward pocket. 29 plays 6 and Albans 4-5-29. Lara 1 straight 6. Second quarter action thanks to Hamlin Holmes. New custom home in Torquay, open by appointment.
So boundary throw in, left forward pocket for the Super Saints, northern end of the ground. In front, Higgins. Push past the football. Oh, Coots from the middle of the pack as well. Got a kick, but only as far as Purdy in the last line of defence. Dangerously across his goal, but it's okay. Gunther a long way from centre half forward takes the mark in the last line of defence in the back pocket for the Cats. And just going to kick it down the line by the looks of it. Does so now. Goes very close to the boundary line. Looks for Bell. Big pack there off the back of the pack. Morell gets the kick back towards a vacant half forward flank. Guida. He's wrapped up straight away. He's not going anywhere. The umpire says, I'll come in and ball it up. Putting the tackle on there was Beckley. And we'll have a ball up. St Albans still into attack, and Grigsby can get it down. Through the middle, Cole, past Grigsby, Keck now. Oh, it went through the middle. He actually kicked the ball off the ground, back towards himself again at centre half forward. He goes in hard over the top. The handball was okay. Cordillo's handball. Oh, does it sit for Cole? Yes, it does, but he gets tackled as he tried to get the kick away. Bowl might be able to relieve the pressure for Lara. Under pressure with the handball, though. Didn't really go anywhere. Back towards the top of the square. Higgins handball. Oh, Coots missed it. Going past. Few fumbles. Cambridge for Lara. Under pressure in the last line defence. Coots, he lines up and kicks the goal. Has to. There was 4 of them there. They said, we'll pick a raffle ticket, we'll win. And Sam Purdy standing in the ground in the goal square trying to coach the Lara backs, but it's too late. And they have their 5th goal, St Albans, through Bailey Coots. And that was just pressure from the forwards up there for St Albans. They go to 5-5-35. They lead Lara 1 straight 6, and that's on the Hamlin Homes K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
That's right, Jace. You hit the nail on the head there. All the key figures that we talk about, it's about pressure. If you can have repeat inside forward 50s, eventually you've got enough pressure on the Lara defence where you're going to get a couple of shots on and get a reward, and that's exactly what they did there. Just relentless they were of putting that ball back inside dangerous spots.
Colac 161, North Shore 8. I think the 200 is going to get topped this afternoon. That's in the third quarter. Tapped down by Grigsby. Roving here by Russell, coming off half forward. Handball to Brogden. Just had to reach back to get it. In doing so, that opened the door for Gunther to lay a tackle. Maybe holding the ball should have been paid. It wasn't. Brogden got the loose footy in a little give and go with Howarth. Back to Brogden for the Super Saints. Pumps it to half forward. The feed of Harris couldn't take it cleanly. Kick of Purdy was smothered. Had to go again. Tried to knock it towards Henderson. Putting his head over it was Harris as well, but trying to take it away from the contest, but slung in the tackle was Banjo Hickey. He's over the boundary line and out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Almost true centre wing out of side of Concept Oval under the scoreboard that shows St Albans 35 leading Lara. 6-11 minutes played. Second quarter action on KROCfootball.live.
A little bit of a backhander from Ryan Bell too before somebody wasn't happy. The St Albans boys came straight into him. A little bit of a tut-tut behind the pack. Keck through the middle from the ruck contest. He gets it to Gray. His handball out towards Russell. He goes backwards. It's okay off a step. St Albans go inside forward 50. They've got the numbers at the front of the pack as well. The kick around the corner from Guida. Open goal square. Goes back. Higgins got a hand to it. He couldn't take the mark. And in the end, Cambridge was happy to see it over the boundary line in the left forward pocket for the Super Saints.
This is where they're missing a Ben O'Brien or somebody like that down back. Kirsch, who's gone to North Geelong in the off-season, and missing a Weagle, as we well know.
It's very hard to replace Weagle, and Ben O'Brien's got height, you know. And
yep. He'd be a good matchup for Higgins.
Absolutely, senior footy, so, you know, it's hard to replace that experience.
So we'll have it hurled back into play, left forward pocket. Tech School end of the ground for the old-timers. Double palm down by Bell. Chance here for the Cats, Gunther. He left it behind, and then taking it was Beekmans. He couldn't get out of the tackle. We'll get a ball up. Still in the left forward pocket. Super Saints doing the majority of the attacking. Kerr's high stats will represent that. Double palm down was by Cole doing the ruck work. Coots did the roving. He was dragged down in the tackle, and we'll get another stoppage. So real flexible with that Cole, that he can actually do some ruck work. In fact, there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to be taken by Nichols. So maybe holding the ball paid against Bailey Coots. Either way, Nichols, he won't kick. He'll handball to Henderson. Henderson tight in the right back pocket. A high ball to half back. Grimer, his target from over the top, had to play spoiler. The unlikely rover was Grigsby. Stumbled over his own feet, and in doing so, his handball was knocked out of bounds. We'll get a boundary throw. A bit of push and shove. Brock McDonald getting involved. Stanley Brentnell getting to know each other. Welcoming to the competition. Brock just saying this is not the VAFA. We're here in the GFNL.
The VAFA.
Oh, there's still a little bit going. Down in front of you, Birchie, Brock McDonald seems to have endeared himself to the Lara boys.
Yeah, I'm surprised that, well, he's adjusting the headband now, but he got slung to the ground pretty heavily, so bit of feeling.
Jacob Russell on the ruck for St Albans in the end against Ryan Bell. Falls to the front again for Russell. Pack develops, and getting up at the bottom is Kyan Burrell-Grenton, who should be a VAFA player with that name. Ball, Grigsby, Bell gets it down over the back of his head. Coming through the middle, quick kick out of the pack from Hodgson for St Albans, goes towards half forward, Bowl comes down, sets a task though, the handball came out beautifully, goes back towards Kobe Harris, and he got collared by Bowl, who came from nowhere and will take the free kick at defensive 50 for Lara.
Shaggy Bowl, who well known in the Wyndham region, long-term employee at the Werribee Footy Club in their off-field department. Kick towards the wing. It's off that back of the pack. Grayling, quick handball release from the wing. The kick comes inboard. Gunther all alone will take the mark. It was a neat little kick too. The Gunther marks. Now the handball off. Some run from behind. They'll go inside forward 50. A floating ball, door front position. Had it knocked away by Elliott. Now the clearing kick for St Albans to half-back. Keck on the bounce. Did well. Little half volley. Controlled it. Then turned and kicked to the middle of the ground. Bouncing ball. Gray had to wait for it. Then took off away from Gunther. Banged it long inside forward 50, and standing all alone is Clark, or rather Higgins. He can chip it over the top, and then Clark can mark. 15 out from goal. Stroll in, and the Super Saints have got 6 and a very, very handy 35-point lead. Keck started it all. Gray was good in the middle. And then the finish with Higgins unselfishly over the top to Clark. And Nick Clark kicks his first goal in black and white, the former Model Warrior player. 6-5-41 the Super Saints. 1 straight 6 the Cats. 15 minutes played, second quarter action. Hamlin Homes, new custom home in Torquay, open by appointment.
Tommy Gunther done the right thing. He got himself in the corridor. The handball received by Cam Edwards. Kick just did not favour Majak-Daw. That was the problem. The kick was a little flat. It was a flat punt, and Elliott was able to easily defend it. Easy 1%er, rebound the ball, and it was coast to coast from there.
So back to the middle, Colac 1-7-4, North Shore 8. Stuck on that 8, North Shore.
It's quarter time, is it?
No, it's 22 minutes in the 3.
You're a former player.
I know, just...
Grigsby gets it down, Grayling against him. Now the ball comes from Lara towards centre half forward, a vacant centre half forward as well. Osborne leads in the race against Gunther for St Albans. Played for a free kick and didn't get one. Lara inside 50 now. And getting back there, Russell puts his head over the footy, as you would expect from the skipper.
Gold Coast 108, North Melbourne 81. Looks like the Suns have got control of that one now. Carlton 68, West Coast 32. That leaves some pressure on Michael Voss and Aaron Greaves and Torrin Baker and Tom Lonergan. Any other local connection there? Ball's outside forward 50 for the Cats, taken by Gray of St Albans, sends it to the wing, front position, Fulton Grover. From behind, Botsaris played it pretty well. Handball is good, releases Harris, who's away with the bounce. He can have a second if he likes. Purdy to shut him down. Purdy put the pressure on. You got the kick away, a bouncing ball. It won't get to Higgins because Bowl got back, showed some real poise, and then a kick back to the top of his defensive goal square. He's going to be a real cult figure. He's Shaggy Bowl down back for the Cats. He's got some class, he's got some poise, and he found Purdy, who then sends it very, very wide. Waiting for it in the sunlight was Taylor J. Tricky, and he'll get a free kick for front on contact. As Tommy Cordello knew it was his free kick, did the old to the umpire to buy some time. Is it his?
He was only 150 metres.
They should pay 50 for that, because Tom Cordello knows exactly who the free kick belonged to.
So the ball, Nichols, from the back end of centre wing, goes towards Grayling, Grigsby. Grigsby paid the mark. I think Grayling might have got a hand to it to start with. The umpire says, no, Joel, it's your kick.
Ollie Dempsey style.
Yes, absolutely. So Grigsby, back end of centre wing for now for St Albans. On the outer side, goes with a left foot kick towards centre half forward.
Oh, no one's going for it.
Nobody went for it. They all left it. Ball still in dispute now. McGuan, he's going to be wrapped up by Gray and also Harris. And the umpire took a bit of time to blow the whistle, but then will come in and ball it up at centre half forward for St Albans.
Birchie down boundary side for Leopold Sporties. Birchie, I suspect that there are some very tired boys in this heat.
Yeah, I think it is really sorting some of them out, actually. No matter how much you train in it, playing a game is totally different.
Ball at half forward for the Super Saints. Brogdon tried to shake off the tackle, was able to get a handball away. Kick around the corner from Jed Warren is a bouncing ball to about 25 out from goal. Bowl and Botsaris against each other. Bowl was good again. He's been good this afternoon on debut for the Cats. A kick to half back. Wasn't his best of the afternoon. Cordello got in the way, dragged down to the tackle of Tricky, and the ball spills out. We'll get a boundary throw in at right half forward. 41 plays 6. St Albans in control of this one. We'll go around the ground shortly, but there's a lot of games that are already, well, fair to say, in safekeeping of some clubs based on the early exchanges between the two teams.
So boundary throw in. Grayling gets to the front, gets it down nicely, and they go quickly. That's through. Burrell Grenton goes towards half forward with a kick. At the back, Howarth will lead all comers towards the footy at half back. A little left foot kick around the corner was interesting, but it was okay. Got to the desired result, got Hodgson. He going to switch the ball to Johnston just a little bit, showed a little bit, and then once the play on his handball was horrific to McDonald, but Brock was pretty good. Works around with the Bailey Smith on the head, goes to the right foot kick towards centre wing, and stretching Russell took the mark, the skipper on centre wing for St Albans. Plays on quickly, goes towards half forward. They're out here, Grigsby. If he wheels around on the left, umpire said was a mark. Well, it was. He just got held up, and his handball was horrific to Cordello. He gets a kick around the corner, getting a hand across there, and being able to take that was Beckley for Lara, but he gets wrapped up quickly. Pack develops around him, and about 45 out from St Albans goal. We will have a boundary ball up.
Approaching three-quarter time, Colac 186, North Shore 8, Grovedale 7, South Barwon 45, Newtown 33, Bell Park 21. The Dragons have kicked the last couple. St Mary's 49, West 16, and of course Leopold and St Joey's next week. We'll go across all the scores at half-time. Quick kick out of the pack for St Albans to Higgins, who was juggling it on the line, and it's through for a minor score. Who got that kick away out of that pack? Might have been Botsaris. Through for a minor score, and the margin is 36. In control, St Albans 6-6-42. Lara, 1 straight 6, 20 minutes ticked over on the Barwon Foods time clock. Barwon Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong. What a place to be in the lead up to Good Friday.
So Purdy into Henderson in the back pocket, comes back in side with the kick, and they've had 4 kicks. They end up with Brentnell, and they're 35 metres out from their goal. So to be careful here. That's the turnover, and that's the problem for Lara at the moment. And coming across is Seth Morrell, who's taken the mark. 45 out, 45-degree angle for St Albans.
You've got to know what
Any chance you could turn yours on? What do you reckon? Yep, it's good.
You've got to know what you can take, and if you want to play uncontested footy, you've got to have the foot skills to do it.
Absolutely.
We've only been doing this for 4 years.
No, the turnover was 5th season, isn't it?
5th season. Morrell, Digby's cousin, comes in now. 45 out.
Is he related?
I don't know. He comes in, right foot kick. That's good for distance. Accuracy, though. Oh, it's come back at the end. Oh, the umpire says it's just missed on 3 for 1 behind.
I'm back behind the goals, Jace.
Pick 2 behinds now.
Digby.
Seth and St Albans 6-6-42. Lara 1 straight 6. Hamlin Holmes K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Into the right back pocket. Purdy runs looking for a fly. Grayling or Big Bell, neither could mark. Howarth off the hands of the pack to Johnston for St Albans. Back to McDonald. Try to duck under the tackle. Umpire wasn't falling for that. Well, if that's not too high, isn't it, holding the ball? If you duck like that, do you take away your prior opportunity? It was a good tackle by Banjo Hickey. Tapped down by Grigsby, roving by Hoffman, tried to step through traffic, had his handball knocked down and then bounced like a basketball by Warren. In the end, a little chain, Brogdon gave it off to Hodgson. Kick inside, forward 50. Where's Higgins? Botsaris, front of the pack. Smart play, knocked into the path of Guida. Guida outside of the right boot. Metricon goal of the day. And not for the finish by Guida, but for the smart play of Botsaris.
Our boy Botsaris.
Jimmy Botsaris knocks it off the back of his fist into the path of Guida, and Guida with the outside of the right boot for a Metricon goal of the day. Visit the Armstrong Creek display at Banksia Estate off Barwon Heads Road. And St Albans, they've almost put this one to bed. They lead by 42, 7-6-48. Lara, 1 straight 6, second quarter action here at Concept Oval.
Most of the time you get your score off turnovers, Jace, but I reckon today there's probably been half-half scores from stoppages because they've been so dominant in that area. And we've mentioned it a couple of times how easily they've walked out of there, but they've actually hit the scoreboard from them as well. So score from turnover, score from stoppage, 2 areas they've been really good at hurting the opposition.
I reckon the scoreboard's wrong. I reckon we're 7-7-49 to 1 straight 6. Margin is 43.
Have a look at that in a minute. Keck from the middle for St Albans, picks it up, goes in a little left foot kick towards centre half forward, puts it out the front of Russell. Oh! Higgins just comes through. Purdy's in trouble behind the play as well. Higgins right foot kick, long, wide, misses bowl, and also Mrs. Botsaris. Purdy just takes his time to get up behind the play in the hands of the trainers. He copped Jacob Russell coming the other way at him as Higgins was coming out. So we're going to have a boundary throw in left forward pocket. St Albans into attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are always right, Tom King.
7-7-49 playing 1 straight 6. So margin is 43. Tap back into the corridor. Chance here for St Albans. Handball back to McDonald. Came from Morrell. Kick around the corner was a bit scrambly, and they'll clear here. The Cats kick that will roll to half back from Hickey, but Johnston will run onto that loose footy. Couldn't shake the tackle, but time to give a handball to Warren. Warren sends a kick to the goal square. Bowl front position for Lara. Had it knocked from behind by Clark, who did well defensively to bring it to the front of the pack to get a stoppage for his team 20 metres out from their goal. Really looking to put the herd on here, St Albans. Higgins won the tap down, just won it into space. Keck freed the arms, gave a handle into the pocket. Cordello, tight angle. Cordello on the snap. Cordello's gold. Metricon goal of the day contender from Cordello. And the margin is now 49 points. They are doing a number on the Cats, the Super Saints. Will be scrambling for the record books. When did they last post a win like this? If it continues at this rate. 8-7-55 on the second quarter. K-Rock, Hamlin Holmes scoreboard. Lara, 1 straight 6. Hamlin Holmes, new custom home in Torquay, open by appointment.
Another goal from stoppage, Jason. I think that the disappointing thing, I think, from the Lara camp will be the lack of pressure they are putting on any of the St Albans players. Not just at the original defensive D1 position to try and defend, but the outside layers that they are not getting right either. It's just easy ball to St Albans at the moment.
Injury concerns down here too for Lara with Nicholas Beekmans with an issue with his right quad.
All right, thanks, Birchie. Injury update. Thanks to the St John God Hospital, caring for our community for over 50 years. The ball from the middle, kick out wide, has come from St Albans. Close to the boundary line. Coots, can he keep it in? No, he can't. Boundary umpire right in front of the best seats in the house. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. He was right on the money there. And we're going to have a boundary throw in centre wing broadcast side here at Concept Oval.
On a most beautiful afternoon. Just the weather down there, Birch. Have you been able to sneak into some shade?
Yes, I'm sitting in a little interchange stewards brick little box here, so nice and shaded.
And you're about to get a touch, I reckon, as that boundary throw-in comes straight back at you.
Too many things in my hands
Tell you what,
at the moment.
We're going to need some sunscreen in that box, and well, you're okay, but we're right in the midst of this here, aren't we?
The northerly sun, Leopold Sportsman's Club. Leopold Sport is your complete family venue. 25 3/4 minutes played on the Barnfuch time clock. Grigsby and Bell maybe from behind winning that tap. Cole, the Roving's been busy in this first half. Rolling ball. Morell's also been busy. Loops a handball over the top. Gray was smart. Gave it to Coots, and the Super Saints are forward again. Inside 50, looking for a marking target. No mark taken. Bowl good with a spoil, but Keck front and square. Rove was elite, but Henderson going back took the flight of the ball, or judged the flight of the ball best, took the mark and then kicks wide, wanting Hoffman, but opened the door for Coots to provide a spoil. Handball Grigsby. Kick inside forward 50 from Cole. Cole, a high, long ball. Judge best back. That's a good mark. Taken by the youngster Chambers. Has he turned 17? He's in his 17 year. He's just turned 17. Takes a good mark. Hamlin hanger contender there from the youngster. And a 50-metre penalty too as the man on the mark cribbed, and that will just relieve some pressure for the Cats, who are in a world of hurt as we speak.
I'd like to see them trying to tackle on the other side of the ground. They keep continually coming this side of the ground on exits from 50. Let's try and attack on the top side of the ground and try and get yourselves inside forward 50.
Chambers went for Bell, never was going to get there. Cole filled the hole on centre wing, took the mark, wants to play on quickly, goes with the left foot to half forward, goes out the back. Oh, that's way too easy. Clark takes the mark, plays on now. Back towards the top of the square. That's a good kick towards Keck. Good mark! Oh, that's nearly a Hamlin hanger from Fletcher Keck. He just said, stand there and take the mark, and he did. That was strong from Fletcher Keck overhead. He's going to shoot for goal, 25 out directly in front, and, well, this is all over.
Just prior to that inside 50, Jace, he had the last 2 inside forward 50s and got front and centre to the contest. That's his work rate that he's got today. Like, he is playing a fantastic role of what he's doing today.
210-9, and we're still in the third quarter.
Keck finishes off the great mark. Kicks his second of the afternoon. The 9th for St Albans. It's 9-7-61. They lead Lara 1 straight 6. And that's the Hamlin Holmes K-Rock second quarter scoreboard. In the experts chair, thanks to the Sporting Globe Geelong. Eat, drink, sport. Here's Kirsch.
Experts all experted out at the moment because it is complete one-way traffic, isn't it, really? I mean, it is... It's like an intra-club match where one team's not going as hard as the other
Probables and the possibles.
Yeah, absolutely. It is at the moment. And they're getting a lesson in all aspects, in all areas of the game at the moment. Even the fundamentals, just keeping possession of the ball, they just can't do that at the moment, Lara. And I don't know how they're going to get themselves back in the game because I don't think they've got many sort of strings they can pull at the moment.
Well, they've probably gone for their best quartet in the middle with Dorr into the ruck, but they can't afford to be doing that. Bell can't really play anywhere else other than in the ruck. He's not a key forward. Dorr will do the ruck work against Grigsby. Grigsby won the tap down. Henderson will try and reef it out of the contest, but Harris, who's been really good this afternoon in his first outing for the Super Saints, was last man up with the footy. Umpire puts it into the air again. Dorr with his strength wins the tap down. Won it to Gunther. Gunther, though, was wrapped up instantaneously. Brogden was awake to that. They were really good around the stoppage there.
Really, see the difference? Defensively, St Albans were really good. 2v1, the ball was going nowhere. You're not getting that the other way over.
Dorr gets it down in the middle. Rode by Larkins. He gets wrapped up straight away by Nichols. And the umpire says held to him. Took his time to say held to him. I thought he was going to be holding the ball.
211 to 9. And that's not even three-quarter time yet.
Ball up in the middle. Dorr gets it down. Keck rode beautifully. Right foot kick. Goes out towards half forward. No mark taken. Oh, good play. Botzaris on the turn. He got the kick inside 50 coming out. Oh, Clark left it behind. Should have had it too. He had a bit of time in front of Bowl, who scrambles after it. Shaggy gets a free kick. Does he for too high? Yes, he does. And, well, the umpire called play on. What's going on? Bowler's behind the play.
He's down.
Down as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. St John have got injury update. Free kick's going to come back in the end of Purdy, I think.
Keep an eye on that, if you don't mind, please. Actually, down to you, Birchie, for Leopold Sporties. You just got your eyes on Shaggy Bowl.
Yeah, he's on all fours down there. He doesn't look too well, although he's just getting to his feet now. He's had to take on a power of work down there.
Well, he's still wondering where that free kick is going to come from. Purdy, the skipper, been a baptism of fire for him today. His first game as captain. Kicks to half-back, wanting Grime. A spoil from behind was Guida. And he gave a handball then up to McDonald. McDonald around the corner on his left boot has turned it over. Mark taken inside, defensive 50 for the Cats. It might be McGuan with the footy. Who goes a bit side saddle and then straightens himself up and kicks to the wing. Bell or Grime are his targets. Neither could mark. Elliott with an attempted spoil. Off the hands of the pack, the clearing kick. Howarth, well, just leaving it behind was Cole. Rare mistake from him this afternoon. He's been really good. Tries to lay a tackle, but opens the door for the Super Saints. Kick around the corner. Harris rolling ball inside forward 50 for St Albans. Keck on his non-preferred left across the body. Top of the square. Higgins the target, or Clark I should say. Took the mark on the juggle. Turned and dribbled it through and kicked his second. And this is an official smackdown. St Albans moved to 10-7-67. They lead Lara 1 straight 6. And they have whacked on 6 consecutive goals. They kicked the first goal of the second quarter for Hamlin Holmes. Lara pulled the margin back to 21. And the Super Saints have just gone whack, whack, whackety, whack, whack. And they have put this one to bed. And they're going to open the Rick Money era with the 4 points. And it's not even half time.
So, again, defending this side, easily to read. St Albans have set up perfectly down the line. They've got numbers there to defend it, and then they just move the ball off the line inside their forward 50 and they get a mark. Like, it's just not overly smart football by Lara at the moment. They've got to try something else. They've got to get themselves in the game. No use kicking it down the line every time.
Dorr gets it down. Gunther. Keck puts the tackle on him. He gets the handball away, though. Henderson wrapped up straight away by Warren. Ball spills free to the back of the pack. They might be able to run free now. They do. Chambers goes with a right foot kick inside 50 over the head of McDonald. He might get it back, though. He's at the front. The kick off the ground to Hoffman for Lara. Now back towards a good tackle. Elliott put the good tackle on. Ball spills free. 60 from goal for Lara. Hoffman got a quick kick inside 50. Might be okay. No, getting back there. Was it touched off the boot, the umpire said. And it will be a pack that develops. But St Albans still with the numbers back there. Cordello got up against Henderson and will give the ball back to the umpire. He'll ball it up 40 out from Lara's goal.
Well, Colac kicked 300. They're 2:17 to 9 at three-quarter time.
Won't be far away.
Well, if they were to repeat their third, they kicked 15 goals in the third quarter. If they were to do that, the record score in the GFL is seriously under threat this afternoon down at Australian Land Company Stadium. Chance here for the Cats to go forward, the high ball towards half forward, setting himself Nichols. Grigsby was there as well to bring it to ground for the Super Saints. Howarth through traffic. They do okay. Handball finds Grigsby. He's been really good. That kick will flirt with the boundary line. It'll float towards Cole. Back with the flight. Fulton Grover couldn't take the mark. Cole kept his feet. Won the ball. Banged it long. Back with the flight. Oh, now has that been taken inside the siren? No. Higgins is claiming it. Umpire said he heard the siren. He would have gone back and had a shot on his third. It was a good mark going back with the flight. He's got 2. Tommy Higgins and St Albans have got a 61-point buffer going in at the main break. 10-7-67 plays Lara 1 straight 6. If you are here at the ground listening to us through KROCfootball.live or watching the AFL Barwon live stream and can see the scoreboard, it is a point out. So 10-7-67, 1 straight 6. Half-time thanks to Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate half-time beer made in Geelong. Ooh, the Pivot City Lager is going to go down very nicely a little bit later this evening, but Jane Birch right now is very busy out at ground level. Birchie been able to snag Nathan Cole potentially for a quick chat, or Jacob Russell. I think might be Jacob Russell we're going to have a chat to down Boundary side. Down to you, Birchie, for Leopold Sporties.
Well, Jacob, 66-6. When was the last time that you had that sort of scoreline at half time?
Yeah, it's a bit of a change up. We've definitely put in a massive pre-season. It was 5.5 hard months of 3 sessions a week. We've picked up a little bit. Rick's come in. We've been able to pick up, I think, 9 new players into the team. Makes a hell of a difference. It's been fantastic to play.
And in particular your role, I remember last time we covered a game here and you're in the midfield and pretty much carrying the team on your back from pillar to post, and now you get to go down forward and play a few different roles. You must be really enjoying that, having a few others in that midfield to help out.
Absolutely. It's a lot better on the body now, which is really, really good, but we've been able to pick up just some real talent in the midfield, which just gives us that opportunity to kind of change roles and do what we need to do, and we've got that ability now, which we haven't had in the past, which is really, really lovely to see.
Well done. Good luck for the second half. Enjoy it. You deserve it.
Thank you, Birchie. Jane Birch down Boundary side for Leopold Sporties, your complete family venue, 135 Kensington Road in Leopold. Just give it.
I said, here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch us hot. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving. Throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major. I'm living like kings at artistry. Man with hindsight ever. I dinner with Swan. It's crazy how the times change. The world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change. Others want me the same. But I remain. Get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot. Here's a flash from now. Here we go. Keep moving on and on. I said here we go. You need to get with this song. Here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch us hot. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving. Throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major. I'm living like kings at artistry. Man with hindsight ever. I dinner with Swan. It's crazy how the times change. The world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change. Others want me the same. But I remain. Get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot. Here's a flash from now. Here we go. Keep moving on and on. I said here we go. You need to get with this song. Here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch us hot. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving. Throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major. I'm living like kings at artistry. Man with hindsight ever. I dinner with Swan. It's crazy how the times change. The world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change. Others want me the same. But I remain. Get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot. Here's a flash from now. Here we go. Keep moving on and on. I said here we go. You need to get with this song. Here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch us hot. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving. Throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major. I'm living like kings at artistry. Man with hindsight ever. I dinner with Swan. It's crazy how the times change. The world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change. Others want me the same. But I remain. Get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot. Here's a flash from now. Here we go. Keep moving song. Yeah, here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And it don't stop. Watch it stop. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound, wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I say here we go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And it don't stop. Watch it stop. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound, wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I say here we go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And it don't stop. Watch it stop. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound, wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I say here we go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go. I said here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And it don't stop. Watch it stop. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound, wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I say here we go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go.
Want or desire to defend, particularly around the ball, and then when the ball gets to the outside, they're getting towed up on the outside as well. So their defensive structure is pretty ordinary, and then their rebound 50 is to this side of the ground. So the grandstand, the clubroom side of the ground, every opportunity they get, they come this side, and St Albans defended easily, keep the ball alive and get it back inside forward 50. So they're going to have to look at their way, how they can get themselves back into this game and be a bit more aggressive with their ball movement, corridor, switch the play, get it to the top side of the ground and get some more inside 50s. But you've got to generate that from your midfield. They've got to get back into the game. At the moment, they're getting absolutely pizzled in that area, and they need a complete revamp and turnaround in the second half if they're going to be competitive at all. But kudos to St Albans at the moment. They are dominating this game in every aspect.
So just to give you an indication of the dominance of St Albans, looking at their scores from last year, they're at 67. They only passed 67 twice last year for a whole game. So sometime in this third quarter, if it goes the way it's going, they're going to have their highest score potentially for the year. Now, you've got to go back. Round 18, they beat Lara, and their score in that game was their highest for the year.
82 or something?
Something like that, about 82, yeah. So right now, they will go past that. They won by 12 points in that game. They beat Newtown, of course. That was a low score. I think that was 47-37 or something similar. So we're going to be going to the record books for like biggest win, highest score, you may have to go back to 2019 under Chris Carlin, when they won 5 games and were absolutely competitive. Had a percentage of 90 that year. Let's go around the grounds though, and I'm going to have a look at the GFL first, the rest of the games this afternoon. 2:31 plays 9. Colac and North Shore, so it's going to be a long year. 5 minutes into the last.
What's the deal? I know you're going to go around the grounds. What's the deal with the teams that plays North Shore twice this year versus once?
Well, that's
congratulations.
Luck of the draw, eh? How's that?
Absolutely. So just on that, I came prepared.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's one I prepared earlier. That's why. Well, how was the Dorothy Dix from me?
So North Shore played Grovedale, Newtown, St Joseph's and St Mary's once.
Right.
So in terms of contenders, Bell Park, Leopold, South Barwon all get
2 goes at it.
And Colac get 2 goes at North Shore.
The percentage, as we know, is worth 4 points.
Absolutely.
This percentage here is 4 points.
That's right. Especially if you're gunning for 4th or 5th in a close run contest.
Colac will be.
Yeah. Does anybody want to have a guess how many goal kickers Colac have got?
14, I'm going to say.
You're bang on.
Get Jack Skinner up the ground, will you?
No, he's got one.
Oh, he's got one.
Yeah. Chase Murray, Jared Walters, Max Buchanan, Jack Melican, Tom Rennett, Sam Giblett, Ben McCarthy, Aaron Walters.
How many has Joffy got?
Joffy's got 5.
6, I think.
Oh, no, 6 now. 5 for... no, Zach's only got 3.
Only 3.
Only 3.
5 for Lang, 5 for Hillman. Declan Clark kicked the goal.
Did.
For...
Elf son.
Barwon boy,
for the
Newtown boy.
Newtown.
For the Seagulls. Grovedale 33, South Barwon 60. So Grovedale have actually been competitive since quarter time. Newtown 40, Bell Park 46. So that all of a sudden the Dragons have come over the top. St Mary's 58, Geelong West 16. Bellarine, Jace is going to prepare the GDFNL, which is very tight. But in the Bellarine, this is some tight games here. Drysdale 46, Mottawarri 45. Geelong Amateur 49, Anglesey 41, Queenscliff 44, Barwon Heads 41, Ocean Grove 21, Port Arlington 41, Newcomb, any guess what score they're on at the moment?
35.
41. Torquay 19. There are legitimately 4 games with a team on 41 at half-time. And then Mottawarri on 45 and Drysdale on 46. Now, the interesting ones out of this are Newcomb, 22 points up on Torquay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know Port Arlington.
And Newcomb are 5-11 to 2-7. They've had 16 scoring shots to 9.
How many's Jack Duke kicked?
I'll tell you how much old Father Time has kicked. He's a gun. 37 this year, I think, is Jack. This is 5 minutes into the third, by the way. Jack Duke has kicked 2.
On you, Jack.
2 of the 5. Joe Clark, Jacob Watson, Ollie Marshall have kicked. Matty Bogues kicked both the goals for Torquay. So, GDFNL, please, Jace.
No score, West and Winch. So that's interesting. Don't know what's happening there. East 36, East Geelong. Werribee 42. Anarchy 49, Thompson 46. North Geelong 44, Inverleigh 41.
Oh, 41 again.
Yeah, 41 again. Bannockburn 79, Corio 51 and Belmont 50. Belpost Hill 23.
Thank you for that, Jason Doherty. AFL-wise, 2 games. 1 completed. Gold Coast 141 defeated North Melbourne 89. So that became a blowout in the end. The margin there, 52 points. And the Suns 4-0. And I think that's 4-0 for the first time in their history.
Oh, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Absolutely.
And Carlton 88, West Coast 42. So the Blues are going to break through for their first win of the season. The Suns are going to play finals for the first time, which is fantastic.
Absolutely it is.
And the Falcons girls are in action this afternoon. They're taking on Dandenong at Epsom Huntley Reserve. Want to know where that is? Just north of Bendigo.
Bendigo.
Just on your way to Elmore or Echuca if you're in that neck of the woods. And trying to get a score update from that one. And, oh, gee, they're getting a little bit of a touch-up. They are trailing 31-0. The Falcons girls against a very talented Dandenong Stingrays. We're going to take a break, come back with the rest of the halftime break for Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate halftime beer made right here in Geelong. Kirsch is going to have a look at the Breakwater Meadowland head-to-head. Steel Projects made easy, and his thoughts on the first half for the Sporting Globe. Grab a fast.
I said, here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch it stop. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving. Throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't coming clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major. I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight ever. I dinner with Swan. It's crazy how the times change. The world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound. Wild wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same, but I remain. Get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot. Here's a flash from now. Here we go. Keep moving on and on. I said here it go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go. I said here it go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said here it go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch it stop. Lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving. Throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major. I'm living like kings in artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dealing with swan. It's crazy how the times change. The world is mine. So here we go. I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change. Others want me the same. But I remain. Get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot. Here's a flash from now. Here we go. Keep moving on and on. I said here it go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go.
Including a roof made from ALbans steel. Hamlin.com.au. CDB-U 52938.
All this footy making you peckish? Time for some Zambrero Feel Good Mix. Incredible burritos, bowls and nachos. Cook slow and serve fast. With only the freshest, most delicious ingredients. Plus, when you buy a regular or big burrito or bowl, Zambrero donates a meal to someone in need through the Plate for Plate initiative. Feel extra good about every bite. Grab your Zambrero now. Geelong West, Ocean Grove and Torquay. Or order online so you don't miss any of the action. Zambrero, Feel Good Mix.
At Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds, meet the next generation of computing power, the new Intel Ultra processors. With AI and Windows Copilot, these computers have never been faster or smarter. For technology that's not just ahead of the curve, but bending the curve, talk to Geelong's experts in tech and discover how you can upgrade your world. Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds, proudly bringing you the future of computers, now.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Half-time coming to its conclusion thanks to Blackman's Brewery, and the experts chair for the Sporting Globe is Matty Kershaw. Kershaw again keeping an eye on the Breakwater Meadowland head-to-head. Dore versus Elliott, well, it's been a bit of a no contest because the ball hasn't been down there enough for us to actually have a look at that being a head-to-head.
Absolutely, Kingy. We didn't expect them to only have the 9 inside forward 50s to half-time, that's for sure. We thought it'd be a more competitive game, but at the moment, Madge has only had the 2 kicks, 1 mark, and he got that up on centre wing when he drifted up on the ball, and Elliott, he's sort of been a little bit restricted to playing that man down back, and at times you see they're only one-on-one up the ground. So Elliott, 4 kicks, 2 handballs, 2 marks and 2 rebound 50s. So still very not an event at the moment, really. Let's see if that can change this half.
The Steel Project's made easy at Breakwater Meadowland, 44 Leather Street, not too far away from us, just over basically our right shoulder in the Breakwater Industrial Precinct. They love talking steel and they love talking footy too. At Breakwater Meadowland, players to make their way into position. What are you wanting to see if you're Brett Henderson coaching the Cats in the second half, Kirsch?
Absolutely. You want to see some spirit for starters, don't you? You want to see some absolute defensive pressure. You want to just bring pressure non-stop, you know, around the stoppages, particularly where you're getting beaten. Identify the areas you're getting beaten, and it starts there. It really starts with their midfield group, laying some tackles, not letting some easy exits out of those stoppages, but you just want some pressure. You've got to bring some energy. Like their pressure rating at the moment would be an all-time low, I would suggest, and that's how you get yourself back into the game, by putting the pressure or transferring the pressure back onto the opposition. You just want to see them have a go and, you know, not wave the white flag like they have so far in the first half.
Thank you for that. Matty Kershaw, Premiership player, Lara and North Shore, 94 and 2000. And these Cats are just finding themselves struggling at the moment. Sporting Globe Geelong, Eat Drink Sport, Rose Street. What about the 50 screens? How good would that have been on Thursday night, being in the Sporting Globe, watching the Pussycats come from 30 points down in the second quarter to roll over the top?
Absolutely. How good would that be?
Right.
Players in position. Third quarter about to get underway. Thanks to Barwon Timber. Here's Jace.
So Grigsby and Dore with a big thump down in the middle for Lara. Handball, sort of a handball to Brogden for St Albans. Got it towards half forward. So as you were, it goes towards Purdy, who he's right next to the boundary line. His handball, lucky he ran out, I'll tell you. Because Ethan Guida was standing there, and he was going to take the ball away for St Albans. So a good response for Lara, and it's going to be a boundary throw in.
Breeze has just got up a little bit, which is nice.
Beautiful. Door up against Grigsby. Door does well to Henderson, got the kick away to the middle of the ground, doesn't sit, bounces on its end, goes to McDonald, who gets wrapped up straight away. Oh, breaks the tackle though. His handball was a bit nondescript, but was okay in the end to Larkins, who then measures the pass out wide, coming back and doing pretty well there was Hickey, who didn't give the free kick away for Lara, but back inside for St Albans, over the top of a couple to run onto it. Oh, Botsaris with a don't argue if you don't mind, handball back towards Keck. 45 out, his kick was smothered, and they might be able to go to Gunther now. They might be able to get away. Oh, Lara, they've mucked it up though, comes the other way. Digby's brother, Morel, gets it in towards Botsaris.
Kick the goal, Jimmy!
Kick the goal, Jimmy Botsaris!
Botsaris, our boy Jim Bob!
Botsaris kicks the goal. Kirsch just wraps onto somebody, and today it's Jimmy Botsaris, and he's kicked his first. And the 11th for St Albans, 11-7-73. They lead Lara 1 straight 6, and that is on the third quarter Bowen Timber K-Rock scoreboard.
I tell you what I did like though, a little bit of intent from Lara around the stoppages. They just knocking it forward. Henderson won a clearance, but it's just those little fundamentals around the ground, the little ability to defend that one on the outer wing, then just a little fumble inside defensive 50 for them, gives the ball back to St Albans. They have a look at it. Now boy Jim Bob kicks the goal, gets the crowd excited. We love this Botsaris boy.
Back in the middle, Door winning the tap down. He might do his own roving. He does. He runs onto the loose foot. He gave a handball that Hoffman left behind. He then had to go and lay a tackle. Tried to sling out of there his opponent in Hodgson, but it's going to end up with Brogdon, who now kicks towards half forward. A one-on-one. Bodies go everywhere. Chambers might have got a shove there from Guida. And he'll take the free kick. Left half back, Max Chambers, just a 17-year-old. Short to another 17-year-old. Has he turned 17, young Nichols, yet?
Boyd out of under 16s.
So Will Nichols with it. Can't miss him in those very, very blue boots. Kicks to the wing to a one-on-one. Grayling couldn't take the mark. It's off hands. Johnston happy to see it out right at Jane Birchdown boundary side for Leopold Sporties. Your complete family venue will have it hurled back into play. 2 3/4 minutes played on the Bowen Foods time clock in this third quarter of action. St Albans 73, Lara 6.
So throw in for Grigsby and for Door. Short boundary throw, Door gets up, gets it down. Hoffman got the kick away towards half forward. Over the head of a couple, running back onto it was Edwards for Lara. Lost the footy though. Johnston gives it away to Russell now for St Albans across half back. The skipper's kick back towards centre wing. Brogdon's handball was chopped off by Gunther. Did well, Tom. Got it away, and Chambers was ripped off the football. Should get a free kick for a hold. Was held on to for way too long there, and will take the free kick just inside the centre square.
Russell did well actually not to really dump him. Kick towards Fulton Grover, who couldn't take the mark. Did okay to knock it away from McDonald. Big McDonald back onto the loose footy. Brogdon to Warren. Back to the run of Brogdon off half back. Has a bounce, a sneaky bounce running away from Nichols. Handball to Russell. Russell a handball inboard. Reaching for it. Guida. Guida with a bounce. Gets to 49. Just lowers his eyes to the pocket. Looking for the marking target and finding it. On the lead, Higgins likes what he's doing out there at the moment. Tom Higgins. Little juggle, as you said. Little circus act.
He hasn't done it once or twice. That's his third time, I reckon, he's done this little tippity-tappity toe to himself.
Tom Higgins looking for his third on debut. It's a long way from the Wicken Wolves in WA. We'd need to start this one left goal post, I reckon. He hangs it out to the right and tries to draw it back, but that's never going to work. Through for a minor score, and the margin is 68. Third quarter, K-Rock Bowen Timber scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated, building better since 1980. The Super Saints are super this afternoon. Kirsch 11-8-74. Lara 1 straight 6.
Absolutely, they are.
Purdy kicking in duties for Lara again. Comes broadcast side looking for Grayling. Oh, Brogdon in the middle just read it better. Took the mark, just stood there and went, that's mine.
Well, defensive side again, you know,
yeah,
like
absolutely.
the 6-3 it was there to St Albans. Like, they know what's going on. They're coming to broadcast side every time.
Brogdon back inside 50. Clark goes up, that's over the shoulder. And Nick Clark, so they're a 1-2 act here. Tom Higgins is just coming off the ground. Nick Clark goes, I'll just have a crack.
Well, if you get them one-on-one, you know, and
hard to beat, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't reckon they've not given up front spot, which is the key. If you can't mark it, they're bringing it to ground, and they've got those little players to go, you know, front and centre to them. But I'll tell you what, once they're in front, they are hard to get around. And Shaggy Bowles been playing really well today, and he sort of couldn't get around either of them. So
So Nick Clark has kicked 2 goals, 1 this afternoon himself. He's kicking from 45 out, 45 degree angle. We have a beautiful view of this. We're right behind him, and he has kicked it nearly further out wide than Tom Higgins the last time. Just squeezed in for a behind. So he's got his own personal Desmond. 2 goals, 2 for Nick Clark. And they go to 11-9-75. They lead Lara 1 straight 6. Bowen Timber, K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Just a few set shots as well, Jace. Like they really could have put this, game. I mean, it's gone to bed now, but missed 4 easy ones, I reckon.
So we're just waiting for the ball to come back into play.
Oh, where this is coming.
There it is. Purdy brings it short. Wanting Cambridge, who dropped what he should have taken in the end. Taken in the tackle and brought to ground is Chambers. He's going nowhere. Oh, holding the ball. Gee, that's a tough call on the youngster. And Clark will win the free kick. Clark will just get put behind his mark by umpire McElhinney. He went to play on and never took the advantage, so he's now set back behind his mark. Coots presents short. Clark goes longer, looking for a fly over the top. No mark taken there by Cole at ground level. Ball is locked up, and we'll get a ball up in the right forward pocket. So
the only 2 that flew for that Kingy Western Albans players, they spoiled each other.
Dorr really needed to get to that contest.
Absolutely needed to spoil it.
He'll get to the ruck contest here against Cole. It's allowed to hit the ground. Cole then knocks it down off the bounce. Ball is at the top of his defensive goal square. McGuan. Russell jammed it on the boot and missed to the left. Through for a minor score. In fact, it wasn't Russell. Who was that for the Super Saints?
Is it Harris?
Yeah, it was Harris. He deserved a goal. He's had a good afternoon, but just couldn't finish off their margin. He's 70 on the third quarter. K-Rock, Bowen Timber scoreboard. 11-10-76. Plays 1 straight 6.
Henderson kicks in from full-back to Purdy. Still 25 out from St Albans goal. He just chips the ball back to Henderson. It's like in the backyard. Now he goes around the corner with the kick outside 50, punched away by Cordello. Coots has got some numbers against him. That was Burrell Grinton, who got it out wide. St Albans have got the numbers if they can get it back in. Jed Warren tried to get the handball away, did to Grigsby. Oh, a bit of a don't argue from Joel. His handball was horrific in the end, needed some support. And coming back is Burrell Grinton. He tries to wrap. That's holding the ball. I would have thought, oh, he's very lucky for over the shoulder. I tell you what. Over on centre wing, he got a free kick in the end. Kyan Burrell Grinton, and he'll take it for Lara. Goes with a right foot kick back to the middle. Well, nobody really was watching except Lucas Gray. Just stood under the ball and took it, and Kingy's happy because he's got a freebie and lots of stuff going on. So Lucas Gray's got it now on centre wing.
Kick to the middle, or to the wing. Warren has taken the mark. 261 plays 9. And I think they're about to enter the top 10 for the greatest ever scores in the GFL Colac this afternoon. And the margin will be very much up there as well in terms of big wins. We've got a stoppage on the outer side. Cole is wrapped up. And somebody who haven't called it. Have we seen Tom Parker touch the football? He actually may not have had a possession this afternoon.
Might be a few out there, Kingy.
Surely he's known as the Colonel. Tapped down by Dorr. Here's Cole, having a fresh area as he's tackled by Henderson, who hasn't stopped trying. He's trying to barge his way through the tackle. He got a handball to Beekmans, but Beekmans was unable to shake off Cordello, who takes him out of bounds and out of play. Will we get a boundary thrown? A ball up? No, he actually didn't take him out. It is a big ground, St Albans. Just when you think it might be out, it's actually probably about 8 metres in. Dorr won the tap down, tried to palm it down to Henderson. Now over the footy's Beekmans. Warren latches onto him and doesn't let him go, and the umpire says, give it to me. Another ball up. 9.25 minutes played on the Bowen Foods time clock in this third quarter, and the Bowen Timber scoreboard has St Albans 76 leading Lara 6.
So ball up, Dorr gets it down, rode by Hodgson. Bit of candy, and then a right foot torpedo punt inside forward 50. Coots comes out, takes the mark in front of Bowl, and he'll shoot the goal from 30 out, 45 degree angle.
No surprise, that was from an easy clearance.
It was off the back, wasn't it? It's just
they just set up so well around the ball. They've got their workers going inside, and that's that outside layer I was talking about before.
And this is the bit too. So then Coots was able to just kick the ball short, 20-metre kick. And your man's got it.
They're not going to get to 300. They're going to fall actually pretty well short. We're nearly 25 minutes gone in the final quarter.
That's a win by Mitchell.
35 though.
So Botsaris.
There he is.
Jimmy Botsaris.
Put it through, Jim Bob.
30 out directly in front. Jimmy kicks a behind.
He celebrated too.
Oh, did he? 1 goal, 1 for Jim Botsaris this afternoon. And they go to 11-77 St Albans. They lead Lara 1 straight 6. Bowen Timber K-Rock. Third quarter score.
Yeah, just a bit premature as the kick comes to half back for the Cats for Tricky. Taylor J, I'm guessing he's known as TJ.
Interesting where they go here, because this is where they've been falling down.
He'll kick to the wing. He'll flirt with the boundary line. Fulton Grover's going to have to go, and he takes a good mark. Hamlin Hanger contender from young Fulton Grover. Set himself, and he took it over the top of Howarth. Good mark from the youngster. He'll go with a short kick that'll barely go 15 to Nichols. Now, that's not being paid at AFL level. That was nowhere near 15, I suspect, Birchie, who you were closer than us.
Yeah, definitely not paid at AFL level.
Yeah, Hoffman ducked through a tackle, caught one high as he put the head down, and now he's directing traffic, trying to get somebody to move for him. Sends it long towards forward 50, and Grimer, that's a good mark. Good and strong one-on-one grab from Lockie Grimer, something we haven't seen today, and he'll go back and have a chance to kick his second and his team's second of the afternoon as we approach 11.5 played in this third quarter. That was a better build-up from the Cats. Patient, but found targets.
Absolutely, and it was their only third inside forward 50 mark for the day, so that tells you something about their inside 50 entries. But you're right, it was uncontested possession all the way, and then a contested mark, and then get it inside forward 50 pretty quickly.
Lockie Grimer, as we said, hasn't played for 4 years. Last appeared with Werribee Districts in the Western Region League. Will kick now from around 50, and he'll draw it back nicely too. Gee, that was effortless, and he's put that nearly over the fence. Nice finish from Lockie Grimer, much needed for the Cats. That's their first goal since the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Second for Grimer, second for Lara, who moved to 2 straight 12 on the Bowen Timber third quarter K-Rock scoreboard, while St Albans are continuing to put the herd on. They lead 11-11-77, the margin 65.
Well, it was the only time they looked threatening coming down this broadcast side for the 183rd time they did it today. But it worked for them that time, and you know what? That's some positives there. That, you know, there was a couple of young kids in that transition. You know, they kept possession, they picked the right options. So you got to take the positives out of some ball movement throughout the day.
Colac now with the 7th highest score in GFL history, are now 41-27-273, leading North Shore 139. Depending on the length of the quarter, it's gone 27 minutes. Maybe 300 is still in play.
So it might go to 35, you know, with the goals kicked in the last.
Back in the middle here, Gray for St Albans, breaks free and goes to the left foot kick towards half forward. Botsaris on a long lead, 55 from goal. Can he get around McGuan? A little bit of candy. Oh, he got away, burn him off.
Have
right
a shot,
foot
Jim
kick.
Bob!
Jimmy wants to get back on the right. Jimmy does. Handball back over the head of Gray, and he mucked it up, and now over the back, Lara can get away through Chambers. Handball towards Purdy. Oh, he's wrapped up. Handball back to Chambers, who was still on the ground. Jimmy's back. Jimmy 40 out from goal, has kicked it towards Cambridge on the last line of defence, and Lara will defend grimly across the back pocket, and they go short. Nichols takes the mark.
Oh, we've got a new cult figure in the black and white jumper. It's Jimmy Botsaris. Kick to half back, too much on it for its intended target in Purdy. Rather Grayling, and the Super Saints are back inside 50, although to be repelled. McGuan through traffic, a handball to a teammate who had to reach below his bootlaces to get it, and that was the youngster in TJ Tricky, who gave it back to McGuan, who is absolutely spent, and he'll go short to Nichols, who again is tight in the right back pocket.
Well, it was a couple of re-entries, and not everyone was really set up for it in the end.
Nichols wanted Bell, ball got out the back, and the spoil came from Cole, and tracking it to the boundary line, Brogdon. He was able to keep it alive with a little toe poke to McDonald, who was able to get a handball up to Brogdon. Brogdon a handball, and they'll look to load up through Cole. Long inside forward 50. Botsaris the target, back with the flight. Well judged by youngster Chambers, with Higgins coming the other way. And this game really now, all the oomph has gone out of it. The kick though is good from Chambers to Henderson, who's trying to draw 50 against Russell. But that won't be coming, and Henderson needs to get back off the mark and find a target to get the Cats out of defence.
He does now. Goes into Beckley at centre half back, who plays on.
It's actually all over in Colac. It's 41-27, defeating North Shore 139.
Had enough down there. Now the ball out the back. Grimer towards Dora, goes up. Elliott read it better, got a hand to it. Has to go back and get it though. Needs some support. Oh, Dingabell does well. Pushes him off the football. Big Bell. Can he get the hands free and the arms free and the legs free? No, he can't. And push through for a rush behind to the Cats.
Elliott looked a little bit nonchalant in that sort of effort. He hadn't seen much of the ball. ball down.
I was going to say, it's a bit cold down there. 2-1-13 Lara. St Albans 11-11-77. Bowen Timber, Carrock third quarter scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated, building better since 1980. That's Bowen Timber.
Larkins to bring the ball back into play for the Super Saints. Trots off into the back pocket. And short kick is okay to Johnston. Johnston now hoisted high, just back of the wing, going with the one-hand Warren. Off the hands of the pack, Gray was clean. Handball released to Coots. Coots over the top to Guida. Guida can swing it wide, instead decides to do it himself. Kick inside forward 50. Higgins all alone can give a handball to Botsaris, and Botsaris can stroll into an open goal and kick his second. And that was just two, it was untouched, basically, from full back to full forward. They went from one end to the other, and they did it with relative ease, the Saints. And the Super Saints now lead by 70. 2 for Botsaris, and they are streeting away with this contest. 12-11-83, 2-1-13. The margin 70 on the third quarter Carrock Bowen Timber scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated, building better since 1980.
Jim Bob was always getting on the end of that. There was no two ways about it.
We're getting a tat soon, the way you're going.
Well, we like some excitement in the GFL.
That's
we like
good.
to see these new players come in and embrace the competition, and that's what he's doing. He's taking it by storm, Jace.
You've embraced him, that's for sure.
That's exactly right.
We believe that is the 7th highest score kicked in GFL history, according to the records that we're keeping at carrockfootball.live.
Who do they play next week, not sure?
Their first 4 are all top 4 teams.
I reckon they might cop Leopold.
Let's have a look.
It's seen in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. They play Bell Park.
We'll go around the grounds, rest of the games that are still in action. 3 others. Bell winning the tap down, but socked off the ground by Brogden. Forward about 8 metres. The other number 3 got in the way in Darby Henderson in the helmet. He's wrapped up, and we'll get a ball up. This is now about percentage for St Albans. They can get a nice little boost out of this contest. Ball into the air. Tap down Bell. Rolling ball, picked up by Brogden. Handball. Jammed on the boot by Warren. Inside 50 and down low. That's a good mark by Morrell. Just stumbling, but making the effort and making the ground and taking the mark. And 45 out from goal, the man on the mark stands. Distance might be right on his measure here, Seth Morrell. If he was Digby,
oh, absolutely.
Post
No
high.
doubt. Yeah, Marvel Stadium. Watch out.
Closed roof, all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
If there was a hint of a breeze here, it would be favouring starting at left-hand goal post. Seth Morrell, stuttering approach, close to the man on the mark he got, started it right, and that's where it stayed. And through for a minor score, had to be left. And the margin is 71. And by my count, 12-12-84 is the biggest score St Albans has kicked post-COVID. Wow. 2-1-13 Lara.
There you go. Henderson to kick it in for Lara, plays on and then tumbles the punt into the middle. It's not a bad way to go here at St Albans, straight down the middle. The unfortunate part for him, he didn't really get anybody there. Brogden did for St Albans, got it away by hand. Oh, dangerous. Handball slipped over. That was Zach Larkins, needs some support. Short little kick was okay. They got players behind the ball. McDonald is one of them. He's got Cole next to him. He elects though to play on around Bell and go with a right foot kick and just hold it up. Guida to go at it. He got a hand to it. Needs probably 2. Oh, Higgins comes in with a bare tackle hug and he just puts it on and goes, that's it, I'm done. And puts Tom Parker to the ground, and we're going to have a ball up 45 out from goal.
Actually, 3 points short. 87's their highest score post-COVID.
Oh, they're going to get that in a minute by the looks of it, because it's in their forward 50. Handball comes back. Russell, a little bit of candy around a couple. Right foot kick, torpedo punt, if you don't mind. Goes in towards forward 50. Bell gets back there to help. Chambers with a tumbling punt only as far as Dylan Johnston, the only man who's wearing a long sleeve today, and I've got no idea why.
Is Brad Close going to be in long sleeves on a day like this? Maybe. Short kick, Brogden, the reigning best and fairest, has picked up from where he left off, but he's got a little bit more help around the footy this year.
He's had one hell of a game as well today.
Brogden, about 65 from goal. Just sets it up to the pocket. Clark or Higgins, neither are there. Mahan went through the ball of Cambridge. Clark's going to end up with a left foot snap, but he's not going to be able to bend enough after a handball receive. It might have been Gray that gave it to him. And the margin is 72. 12-13-85, 2-1-13, 19 and 3/4 minutes almost played on the Barn Foods third quarter time clock.
Well, Darby Henderson, he's the only player that's taken it twice to that further side or down the corridor. Bit of experience and leadership.
Straight down the middle again, McDonald from behind. Front and centre was okay from Edwards for Lara. Ball still in dispute though. Jed Warren from inside the centre square. Hops it up high. Needs a mark. Nearly got one as well. Didn't come. Oh, Harris' second effort was good. Then he got ripped off the football. That should be holding the ball. The umpires looked at each other and nobody said anything. Harris through the middle again. Does well. Goes towards Higgins who comes out. The big ball breaks free. Little right foot kick. Little bit of candy and goal! Metricon goal of the day from Tom Higgins. And he has put his third on the board. And again, it was just continual back into Ford 50 for St Albans. And his third of the afternoon. And that goes, that's got their high score now. They're 13-13, 91 St Albans. Lara 2-1-13, Bowen Timber K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
That pressure I was talking about at the start of this quarter where you want to see improvement from. And Kobe Harris should not be able to do that.
No,
should not be able to have 6-7 efforts and still get the ball moving forward at any opportunity. You know, it's boys against men really at the moment out there, and that would not happen against a top 5 side. They would just knocked him off the ball, cleared it themselves, or created a stoppage.
It's sniffing 100 points here, and you'd have to go right back for the last time St Albans has put somebody to the sword by that sort of amount. As from the ball up, we've got another stoppage. Last player with it and giving it back.
We've got Isaac Fulton Grover on the interchange here, and he just wanted to say a few words into the microphone. I said that may not be a good idea. This far down, he might get dropped.
Thank you for
She's probably concentrating on getting the kick.
That's right. I said, that might not go down too well with the coach.
No.
Kyan Burrell-Grinter was involved in the last stoppage, and now we've got another stoppage. Purdy has come up onto the ball for the moment. Bell grailing around the footy as well. Ball into the air. Grigsby just shoved out of there by Bell, and Bell's given away a free kick. You can't hold on to him and remove him like that, Ryan. You should know that. And 50.
Yep.
Somebody's given a mouthful.
No. As Cole ran past, Bell podanged him.
Yeah, right. And then Ryan Bell knows that you might as well stay in the centre square because Big Grigsby is going to have a shot on goal, and it is falling apart at the seams for the Cats this afternoon. They are rolling towards 100 points for the first time in a heck of a long time. It's been a tough time post-COVID, but things are on the up at Concept Oval from 45 metres out. Grigsby lays back and has kicked a goal. That is insult to injury when the ruckman goes forward, thanks to a 50-metre penalty, to kick the first goal of his GFL senior career, his 8th game at the top level, and his first goal comes courtesy of a 50-metre penalty. Third quarter, K-Rock, Barwon Timber scoreboard. The Super Saints move on to 14-13, 97. The Cats stuck at 2-1-13. The margin is 84, and I don't think even the most optimistic of Super Saints supporter or even the most negative of Lara supporters thought this would be the result as we approach three-quarter time, Kirsch.
Absolutely, and good reward for Grigsby to kick a goal. He's been super all day. He's absolutely taken the opposition rucks to town today, and he's been terrific. So he deserved the goal. I reckon he might sneak another one by the end of the day.
Back in the middle, Bell gets it down. Through the middle, Purdy.
Chucked him in the middle.
Yeah, they have, and he gets the handball away as well. Beckley off half back, goes with a kick for Lara towards half forward, bounces over Elliott's head, falls into Madge's hands. He can't take it with him, no, needs some support. Hoffman, or coming at it, Elliott. Was that, yeah, I think that was in, yeah, he went underneath the Hoffman there, gave away the free kick, and Hoffman gets up a little bit sore as well. Took the legs out from under him, he goes wide, Gray comes back, that's probably a free kick to Henderson, it should be. Coming on with front-on contact, and Henderson's just a little bit sore as well. We saw him doing some stretches before he kicked in a couple of minutes ago. He's doing it again at the other end, so a little bit of cramp for Darby Henderson.
He hasn't played a practice match, so...
Yeah, right. So he will have a set shot for goal from 45 out in the right half-forward flank at the northern end of Concept Oval. And a chance for Lara's third of the afternoon. 2 by Lockie Grimer so far. Comes in, it's a tumbling punt. That's no good off the boot. And through for one behind. So they go to 2-2-14 now, Lara. St Albans 14-13, 97. Barwon Timber, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard. We've played 24 and a half in this third term. Time clock thanks to Barwon Food. Sells the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, launch along.
Short kick in. Will be marked by Warren. Warren, the Shepparton product. Once on the Murray Bushrangers list, goes short to Coots. We're going to have Port Arlington and Newcombe win on the same day for a rare occasion in recent times. High ball, Coots. Wants Grigsby. Purdy flew as well for the Cats, but couldn't take the mark. Bell, the unlikely rover, was pretty nimble there. Tried to put it out back into the path of Purdy, who had to reach back and get it. And in the end, weight of numbers told. Long high ball from Brogdon to half forward. Botzaris bowled it well from behind, provided a spoil. Cats have got numbers with Chambers, although went to go back to bowl and missed him. Brogdon kept it in front. Morel, a handball. Botzaris. Kirch is getting excited. Handball. Keck. And he sent it inside 50. Clark positioning himself. Good spoil by Cambridge, who for his efforts got dumped by Clark after getting a fist on it and knocking it out of bounds. We'll get a boundary throw in the right forward pocket. So about 5 around from the right hand behind post. We'll get a boundary throw in. Plenty happening down on the bench there. Birchie for the Super Saints just trying to get their rotations right, even sticking to the task, leading by 83 points.
Yeah, it's getting very busy down here. Players getting tired. We've got, I think it might be Max Chambers, who's been on the ground from Lara with cramp, getting that stretched out. So it's really starting to take its toll now, the heat.
So right forward pocket hurled back into play. It's a shallow throw in. Bell just tried to palm it into the path of Henderson. Brogdon for company. A handball back to the goal square that Cambridge is happy to see roll through for a rush behind. And the margin is again 84. 14-14-98. Plays 2-2-14. Dylan Johnston might be regretting the decision to go with the long sleeves as he walks past us back to the bench.
So Henderson kicking in again for the Cats.
Look to go corridor at least. He won't want to come to this defensive side.
He's got to go to the opposite side, so that's a good decision to start with. Top side goes out wide, but St Albans got numbers over the back. McDonald's going to be able to run onto it in front of Gunther. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can. Gets it away. They're going backwards, but it's okay. They've got numbers behind the ball. Hayden Elliott, who has got cobwebs today because he hasn't too much. He goes back towards Keck.
He hasn't.
No, he's had plenty.
He's
in the middle of Concept Oval. Nathan Cole comes off the bench and says, give me the footy, and he does. He goes up at half forward by himself. Hoffman comes over to stand the mark, so Lara playing deep. Now Cole with a tumbling punt inside 50, and there's the extra. Grayling's gone back there, I think, as well, and he has taken the mark for the Cats. Goes lateral towards Will Nichols, who takes the mark in the back pocket.
There's some good signs from Nichols and Chambers.
Absolutely, there has.
This afternoon, 2 of the youngsters out there. He'll concede some ground back to Cambridge, almost at the top of his defensive goal square. Short into the left back pocket to Henderson. Playing in the helmet, the former Williamstown VFL player. Of course, one game to his name at Grovedale, so he's not new to the GFL, having had the Tigers as his interchange club at times. He goes short to Chambers. Chambers short to Colonel Tom Parker, who I reckon this is his first possession. Parker draws a man, gives it back to Henderson, and then Henderson shanks it off the boot out of bounds on the full. He wants people moving, and right in front of the St Albans bench, they let him know about it. And when you're a talented player and you make a mistake, the opposition are ruthless when you do it in front of their bench. So it's actually going to be a boundary throw. Must have been touched off the boot. So I thought it went out in the full. Didn't see the little hand. Give it a little tap on the way through, and we'll have it hurled back into play. Bell front position. Grigsby got rid of him. Grigsby won the tap down. Ball bounced away from Morel. He's throwing it on the boot. Warren just across centre half forward. It'll bounce. Rolls in there now. Handball out of there by Guida. Chance here for Warren. Did well below his knees. Tried to get it to Keck. Keck tried to shimmy away from Brentnell. Gave it to Gray. Gray found some space where there was none and buried the goal. What a wonderful finish from the debutante. That is some sort of Metricon goal of the day. There was no room for him to move, and he found his way through a little gap and found himself on his left-hand side and threading the goal from 35. And the Super Saints, for the first time since mid-2019, have topped the ton. 15-14-104. Lead Lara by 90. 2-2-14. 28 3/4 played on the Bowen Foods time clock.
Oh, another inside 50. 18-5 this quarter, if you don't mind. It's just complete dominance. We spoke about. We've talked it off the map today because the key areas that we look at generally each week and where most teams win a game of football, they are dominating in. And that's why the scoreboard is the way it is, 90 points up in favour of St Albans. They have just played fantastic team football today. What I've liked about it, if they give first option, they've got run from behind, they've just been on top of the ground the whole day, they look superb.
Back to the middle, Grigsby takes out the ruck. I thought the umpire was going to let him take it.
It went straight up, didn't it?
Well, not really. It didn't. It went back towards the umpire, so that's a better throw.
One ruckman got it at least.
Bell gets it down to Russell. His kick was smothered by Gunther. Russell pushes Gunther past the football, and there's the extra man. Warren was there as well, gets it on the outside. They're just running. You can see they're fit. They go now. Cordello's handball over the top towards Gray. 50 from goal on the boundary. Kick was partly smothered. Might run out, I think.
Was that Chambers?
And
Yeah.
I think it was. Yep. Yeah.
He's tried hard.
He's actually been a shining light, and he's on Falcons' development list, and he does everything right, Max. He really takes pride in his football.
Where's Josh Sanders today?
Broken finger. Werribee ruled him out. He's on Werribee's train-on list still.
So it'd be handy to see Marin's young fella out there. Boundary throw in. Bell winning the tap down. From behind, Keck will run onto the footy. His handball though turned over. Henderson tight against the boundary line. Will he be able to keep it in the field of play? Does. Ball sits on its point. Bounced away into the waiting arms of a player who's been slung there in Banjo Hickey and holding the ball. It was a good tackle in the end, laid by Zach Larkins.
He did it well, actually, because he didn't sling him. He just sort of held him and spun him and did it safely and got the free kick.
So Larkins with it. He's a long way from home in terms of having a shot at goal, and Lara have been able to roll numbers back, and he will. It's now full time. He played on and off the mark, and three-quarter time, I should say, and got it to the top of the square, and that is the final change coming at us with St Albans well in control. They lead by 90 after leading by 61 at the half. They've kicked 5 goals to 1 in that third quarter to go 90 points to the good. 15-14, 104. Lara 2-2-14. We'll take a break from here at Concept Oval with the Super Saints well in control of this round 1 clash. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We're here. Grab a fast Twitch energy drink at APCO Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, K-Rock footy.
Keep moving on and on and on. I said, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And it don't stop. Watch this hot lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings at artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I said, here we go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go. I said, here we go. Keep moving on and on and on. I said, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. And it don't stop. Watch this hot lyrics is pop. I heard we had it locked on the topic of block. Keep it moving, throw your hands in the air. Cause we want something loud that you can hear in the air. Man of the year ain't gonna clear as a fact. Cause I'm a major, I'm living like kings at artistry. Man with hindsight, ever I dinner with swine. It's crazy how the times change, the world is mine. So here we go, I'm a king on a rebound. Wild out with the crowd. Because some people change, others want me the same. But I remain, get down with the wickedest sound. My style rock the spot, here's a flash from now. Here we go, keep moving on and on. I said, here we go. You need to get with this song. Yeah, here we go.
G, Sony, Hisense and TCL. Whether it's game day, movie night or a binge weekend, enjoy spectacular clarity and detail with resolutions from 4K to 8K and screen sizes up to a massive 100-inch. Connect more, see more and do more with a king-size TV featuring the very latest in smart technology. See the specialists in king-size TVs at Harvey Norman now. Your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you're stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Three-quarter time here at Concept Oval this afternoon. St Albans 15-14, 104. Lara 2-2-14. Look at reserves players are even happy. Look, Brody Parish, have a look at him. He's the only problem for Brode, he's a GWS supporter. We don't like that.
Former Joey's boy.
Yeah, former Joey's boy, absolutely. He still likes the Saints, so that's why he came to the Super Saints.
I like it.
It's all 1-1 here at the moment. 90-point lead to St Albans. They're going very nicely. We're going to quickly go around the grounds, and then we're going to get some have a look at that third term with Kirsch, and also Birchie, I think, is going to try and get Brett Henderson as well. Let's go around the grounds at the moment. Colac 273, we said, beat North Shore 9, so massive win for the Colac Tigers. South Bowen 82, lead Grovedale 35. Newtown and Chilwell 60, Bell Park 54.
Hello.
So that's a great clash there up at the Jardin Oval. St Mary's 77, Geelong West 24, and as we said, one game to come. Leopold St Joey's next Saturday down at Lawn. Round 2 in the Ballerine Football and Netball League. Drysdale 78, lead Motorowarri 52. Geelong Abbott 92. Lead Anglesea 72. The Pegs. Queenscliff 59. Bowen Heads 58. That's the close one down at the Cooter Bowl. Port Arlington 67. Ocean Grove 29. So the Demons on fire. And Newcombe 79. Torquay 48. 31 points the lead over at Grinter Reserve. It's going to be a fun night in the eastern suburbs tonight down around town.
Hey, Miles must be having a field day down there. He had the state highest ranking on the weekend of coach points. Yes.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, he sounds like he's going okay this afternoon against the Grubbers as well. Round 2 in the GFL. No score, Giants in the Winchell at the moment. East Geelong 60, Werribee 57. Anarchy 57, Trail Thompson 66. North Geelong 76, Inverleigh 73. Corio 82, Bannockburn 96, and Belmont 72 in control against Bellpost Hill 42. So they're the scores around the grounds in the other leagues this afternoon. Kirsch, how'd you see the third quarter?
I saw the third quarter the same as the first and the second. It was almost carbon copy, Jason. What I liked about it, the heat we thought might slow both teams down, but St Albans just continued to run on top of the ground and showing their fitness at the moment. Look, Darby Henderson really lifted his work rate that quarter, and so he should. He's a VFL footballer. He's a terrific player, and he sort of changed the way they wanted to move the ball. At least he tried to go up the corridor, tried to take the ball to the top side, tried to switch it at times and encourage his team to go with him, but they just didn't have the personnel up the ground for Darby Henderson to hit those targets, and he got frustrated at times trying to get his players to move, but they were cooked. They were out on their legs and not movement. Inside forward 50s, it's 50-14. Clearances 47-12, and marks inside 50, 19-3. Complete dominance. Turnovers are Lara well ahead. They just keep giving the ball back to St Albans, and St Albans, well, they certainly deserve this margin, and if it's anything to go by the last 3 quarters, they're going to win this by 100 plus points.
They haven't done since the middle of 2019 when they put the hurt on North Shore. Talking about North Shore, if you haven't caught that score from down in Colac, 41-27, 273, the margin 264 points.
That's off your camera, King, is it?
139. No, it's actually not.
Oh, there you go.
It's not part of my camera. Thank you anyway. The president of
was
a birthday during the week for Craig Osborne. This is a nice little post-birthday present.
He's giving the gifts. Aussie's always older than me, so that's good. Well done, Oz. Good work. Yes, he was a year older than me at school. He's always older than me.
Birchie went out to Lara. Did she go to Lara?
Well, we're going to go down to Birchie. Birchie, are you down boundary side for us? Have you been able to tap into the Lara camp? Down to you, Birchie. Birchie's just loitering with intent down there, trying to get Brett Henderson for a couple of words. We'll get down to Birchie in a moment. Final quarter action thanks to Zambrero. Oh, I had some in Adelaide.
I'm having some tonight with the Pivot City.
Are you?
Yes. Why not?
I had the spicy cauliflower.
Oh yes.
Yum.
No,
yeah, good.
Nice.
If you're looking for something without meat, I highly recommend the spicy cauliflower. Birchie, what have you got for us? Just having a look at the Lara bench. Haven't had any luck with Brett.
I'll see if I can just grab a quick word with him.
Gone big body in the middle for the start of this. Greatling. And who's the other one? Darby Henderson. Big body.
Birchie, down to you. I think you've got Brett Henderson for a quick couple of words.
I do have Brett. Obviously not the start that you've been wanting to, kick off the season with, but what sort of things have been shining lights for you so far?
Really, there probably hasn't been a lot of shining lights. We came here expecting to be competitive, and we really haven't been, and that's probably a little bit disappointing. But look, it's the start of a new journey, so hopefully, we can start getting better as the year progresses. And we've got potential, but always got to find a bit of confidence.
There's a couple of youngsters too that have shown a little bit today, and also Bowl back here in defence. He's outsized, but he's giving his all and certainly competing.
Yeah, look, Shaggy's been fantastic for us, but we are very young. It's not an excuse. Average age 21 and a half, I think, at the moment. So a couple of 16-year-olds, but we're going to get games into these young kids, and we're going to get better.
Hopefully, you'll come out on top in this quarter.
Oh, hopefully that'd be nice.
Good luck.
Brett Henderson there, great access. Thank you, Birchie, down boundary side for Leopold Sport. His long kick in came from Purdy. Mark dropped there by Hodgson. The Grovedale product gave a handball over the top. Russell went to kick and then met side on. The little bump was okay, but knocked him off the footy. Grimer, good tackle. Warren, really good tackle laid by Jed Warren, who's had a good debut for St Albans. Former St Joey's player, played 17 games in 2023 before spending last year at Apollo Bay.
Ball long towards the top of the square. Big pack there, punched away. Botsaris in the middle. Bell gets it out towards the boundary line for Lara. Guida tries to keep it in. He can't. Just keep an eye on Tommy Gunther too behind the ball there, Birchie. Injury update. Just, I reckon, if it's, hopefully it's just cramp, but he's got a right leg issue, so we'll just keep an eye on him as well as we're there. Oh, Cinco, what a legend.
Thanks,
hey?
Cinco.
Cinco from St Albans.
Yeah,
just looking after us with some...
what a legend. He moved my truck, but he's a great man. So, boundary throw in, left forward pocket.
We're happy with that, weren't we?
Leave my truck where I park it. That's the deal. Ball comes from the middle. Higgins took it out of the ruck and turned around and kicked it out of bounds. Basically kicked it over his left shoulder and did a 270. And it's out of bounds on the full, so Lara to take the free kick. Last line of defence.
Yes, Lawson Humphreys here with Mitch Edwards. So a couple of Cats players here to support Tommy Higgins.
Good Mitch
Yes,
play.
I was about to inform you of that. I just walked straight past them.
Yeah, thank you for that, Birchie. Down boundary side.
Mitch is tall, isn't he, Birch? Very tall.
And Lawson's not tall.
Ish.
Harsh. I see Birchie just ignored you there, Kirsch.
Correct.
The ball's in the hands of Botsaris. Oh,
Jim Bob.
the player on the mark is about 45, maybe 50 from goal.
This will bring the house down.
It will. Botsaris likes he's going to swing out into the right to give himself an opportunity to get some distance, but in doing so has pulled it to the left through for a minor score, and the margin is 92. Botsaris with 2 goals, 3 this afternoon. 15-16, 106 St Albans. Lara 2-2-14. 2 minutes played, final quarter. Thanks to Zambrero. Feel good, Max.
Kick in from Gunther. Finds Henderson in the back pocket.
Nothing to go to.
No. Just kicks it down the line towards half back and turns it over to Brock McDonald. In front of Sam Purdy, takes the mark.
That's players up the ground, just not moving for him or presenting down the line. Where's the ruckman? The ruckman's got to get down the line. Majak's got to push up, be an option down the line.
McDonald feigned and went on the left in the end, put it to the top of the square, over the back of a big pack, and rolls out of bounds for a boundary thrown in the left forward pocket, which we've been stuck in for the last couple of minutes. St Albans 15-16, 106 they lead Lara. 2-2-14 we've played nearly 3 minutes on the Bowen Foods time clock. Bowen Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong.
We'll get it thrown into play right next to the left-hand behind post. Grabbed out of the ruck by Bell, who then jams it on the boot, but he's kicked it straight into the waiting arms of Bailey Brogdon in front of the old scoreboard in the north-western pocket, which is getting the sunshine for the moment. Shadows are starting to lengthen on this mid-autumn afternoon.
Well, he saw Botsaris not make the distance or really pull the kick on his last one.
Brogdon, short, finds a lead, and Jacob Russell, unattended, leading up in front of Shaggy Bowl, has taken the mark, and he'll go back and have a shot and look at kicking his second of the afternoon. He got us underway. Actually kicked the second of the day, I should say. It was a nice one for the co-captain, who seems to be enjoying not having to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders in the midfield. There's options now with Warren coming into the lineup. Harry Howarth back. They've got a little bit more flexibility than they had in 2024. Jacob Russell from inside 50, starts it right, left I should say, and tries to work it back, but can't do so, and it sneaks in for a behind, and the margin is 93. Jacob Russell with 1 goal, 1. St Albans now 15-17, 107. Lara 2-2-14. This margin is 93 points in this final quarter, and we've gone on the Bowen Foods time clock 4 minutes.
Gunther to Henderson, ditto in the back line, short, or just the required distance to Purdy. He takes the mark in the back pocket. He goes towards the boundary line. Keck from behind, punched away. Good defensive play. And it will be a boundary throw at left half forward for St Albans. Kershey right there.
Oh.
Did you pick Lara to win? Yeah, that's good. Hold on.
Down the supermarket, please.
Boundary throw in. Grigsby in front. Got it down beautifully towards Brogdon, who goes long towards the top of the square, punched away by Shaggy Bowl. Cambridge was down there as well. And, McGuan pushed into the fence, really, by Botsaris. And he's given away the free kick, Jim Bob.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Jim Bob. Doesn't need to be doing that.
Yeah. So
yeah, don't do anything silly in a game you lead by 93 points.
No way. So McGuire's going to have the free kick for Lara.
Down the line.
Yeah, down the line. Goes now looking for Bell, who goes up, pushes it to the front. Numbers are there, but St Albans again. With the defensive play across half forward, we're going to have another ball up.
In saying that, like, there is no option to switch.
Yeah,
even if he had head on a swivel, there was nothing fanning, there's nothing spreading, so he can't take it to the top side without kicking it to a one-on-one or at least turning it over in his defensive 50. So it's down the line every time. That's the only option.
Henderson went to kick it out of the pack. It was well smothered by McDonald. Keck lost it. Henderson a handball back. Now they'll clear a high ball that'll flirt with the boundary line. Edwards in a one-on-one with Johnston. Edwards brought it to ground, but the numbers are there for St Albans that they have been all afternoon. Joe Osborne hasn't had to do much. Received it from McDonald. Kick inside 50. That's a good mark on the chest. Coming up and taking it was Guida, and then he turned and kicked quickly, and he found Jacob Russell all alone, about 40 out directly in front. Nice mark by Ethan Guida. Good pressure came at him, but he was able to stand up to it, take it, and quickly get the ball on to Jacob Russell, who'll have another opportunity to kick his second of the afternoon.
Well, it's a good mark one-on-one, because Bowl's been pretty good one-on-one today, particularly those aerial marking contests. Nice mark, but smart enough to move the ball on. Jacob
Russell, the inspirational leader, from around 50. Started it right, trying to draw it back, and against the slight zephyr, just couldn't get it to work, and it's through for a minor score in the margin. He is 94. They're a goal away from a triple-figure lead. They haven't won a game by 100 since mid-2019.
Is that 4 points in a row to start this quarter?
Yep.
Yep.
It is. The ball back in. Henderson goes long towards centre wing, just kicking hope really, and he got it out. So they got nothing to kick to.
Ahead of the ball. Nothing ahead
basically, gee whiz. Lockie Grimer unfortunately had nothing to go to. He gets it to Will Nichols in the middle. He's got a 1-on-3, and the one was Edwards for Lara, and going the other way, it's just all St Albans. Handball over the top, was sort of half chopped off, but Grigsby got it right in the middle of St Albans. He goes wide. Howarth goes out to centre wing, and they've got control of the ball again.
I can't identify a game style for Lara at the moment.
No. They go short to Keck for St Albans, right in front of the scoreboard, which shows St Albans 15-18-108. Lara 2-2-14.
Keck. Short kick, looking for a lead, trying to find Harris, who's been good on debut. Couldn't take it. Quick kick forward was okay, and into the waiting arms of Gray. And that was Guida hitting Gray, lace out on the chest, and the debutant gets a chance to go back and have a shot on his second. Kicked a cracker, a Metricon goal of the day contender in the third quarter. This one will be a set shot as opposed to trying to work his way through traffic, and for a 100-point lead. Kirsch, Gray, Geelong College?
Yeah, he's a Torquay boy, Torquay junior. Was on our radar the last sort of 2 years at Falcons.
I reckon you might need to take his name back.
Yeah, look, he's a kid who's got some real talent, hasn't he? So to prove it at this level is no mean feat, isn't it?
And his kick too, that's a nice finish from 45. Puts it through and then gets in a little Tate-a-Tate with Grayling, and the margin is 100. Nobody saw this coming at the start of the day, as the Super Saints have put Lara to the sword and gone to a triple-figure margin on the final quarter. K-Rock Zambrero scoreboard. Zambrero, it's feel-good Mex, and they're feeling good at Concept Oval. St Albans 16-18-114. Lara 2-2-14. Make Zambrero your go-to footy feast. Geelong West, Ocean Grove and Torquay. And order online so you don't miss any of the footy action. Don't cook tonight. Just get Zambrero.
Yes, Torquay, we're coming. See you soon. What do you got out, Lara?
What? No sombrero.
No, you need to get
just go by Geelong West.
Yeah, you'll be right on the way home. You'll be right. Past the Sporting Globe.
2 for Lucas Gray.
You'll be right. Back to the middle.
It's been good. Lucas Gray's done some nice things throughout the day.
Grigsby against Bell. Bell gets it down. Henderson wrapped up straight away, not going anywhere. Secondary bounce. The umpire to come in. They've been good today, the umpires.
Haven't noticed them, Jace.
Yep, which is always a good sign.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They've been
2 weeks in a row, they've been good.
In control. It's good.
Only 2 weeks for 5 years we've done it.
Hey, whoa, gee.
That was Matt Kershaw, written and authorised. Yeah. Not anybody else. Ball into the centre half forward position for St Albans. Back around the corner to Henderson.
The anti-umpire party.
Takes the mark. Yeah, he's standing for his chair.
In Lara.
Out wide. Bell takes the mark. mark. Dinger.
Here we
takes
go,
it
big dinger.
at right half forward for Lara, and he's got Madge to
One-on-one. Kick him to the one-on-one. Just give him a chance.
Better hurry up. He goes there now. McDonald fills the gap. Madge comes out. Can't take the mark off the back of the pack. Howarth gets across there for St Albans. Gets through some traffic. Way too easy and goes to the outer side. And Cordello takes the mark in the back pocket for St Albans.
Cordello to half back onto the chest of Hodgson, who marks and then chips one over the top. It'll bounce in front of Morrell. He's got some trouble now because it's picked up by Gunther, whose handball was a little bit skew whiff. Tried to find a teammate there in Tricky, and he missed him, and the Super Saints are going to come up with it. They've been clean today. Howarth, Morrell, right half back, too easy, and put it onto the chest of Gray, and they'll look to hit him on the counter. Gray plays on, sees something he likes forward, and he sends it in that direction. Mark taken by Higgins, who gives a handball to Keck on the run, has a bounce, steadies himself, sends it to the goal square. It's just over the head of a marking target, but then off the ground by Saris to the top of the goal square to Guida. That's sort of like Jan Mulby putting it across the top of the box. Korean Rush, Liverpool style 1986 FA Cup final.
Absolutely. He's from Point Cook FC. What's Saris, our boy?
Guida with the goal. Was it Guida who kicked it? Yes. Kicks his third.
Oh, my God.
Jan Mulby doesn't get enough credit for some of the stuff he did for Liverpool in the mid-80s. He was a jet. He was an absolute jet. 17-18, 120. Lara 2-2-14. Go and look up for his highlights. I've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the other night when Brad Close socketed it through.
Yeah.
And now I've got Jan Mulby and Ian Rush. It's a fullback. I like it.
Back in the middle. Jan Mulby kick. Gives it to Grigsby, runs through the middle. The big fella, left foot kick, long towards the top of the square again. Oh, they run into each other. Full.
Jim Bob! Give it to Jim Bob!
Botsaris has kicked it on. He's gone off. That's his third. We're gonna have to get you. We're gonna have to get you tested. I think you're gonna have a heart attack in a minute. Botsaris kicks his third. They're running into each other, St Albans, to try and kick goals. They're just all going for the same ball. 18-18, 126 St Albans. Lara 2-2.
All I can say is you're suspended next week.
Oh wow. I'll tell you what, I think I know who's going to win the Steamatic.
Oh, things just tightening up at Newcombe, 91-75.
Oh, hang on.
Just having a look, very quick look.
Oh, hang on.
20 minutes played. So there is time for the Tigers maybe to crush the Dino Dreams.
Numbers behind the ball. Newcombe, get them behind the ball.
You've got to go back to 2007 for the last time that Newcombe beat Torquay. Brogdon, a handball on the bounce to Russell, who gave it back to Brogdon. Brogdon, kick on the outside of the right boot. Coote still running on top of the ground. Look to get away from McGuan. Straightens himself up. Kick inside forward. 50. Kicked it straight to Bowl, who will walk away with his head held high. He's been solid in his first outing for Lara. That kick, though, leaves a little bit to be desired. Had a little bit too much on it for Tricky. And now Russell coming the other way. Does okay, but he got a free kick from Tricky. Too high. And he'll go back. He could have a shot here, Russell, but decides not to. So he sees something he likes in the right forward pocket. Didn't get it to Clark, who gave away a free kick. Beckley will be the recipient for a push or too high. Take your pick. Left back pocket. Primary school end of the ground. The old East Tech end of the ground for those who know the region and of age. As Henderson receives a handball and then kicks to Stanley Brentnell, who we haven't called a lot of this afternoon.
Stanley.
Stan gets it back and kicks it laterally across to Henderson again. He goes short with the kick, and Fulton Grover has taken the mark. Gives it away by hand back to Henderson. Needs to get around a couple. He goes back. Oh, dangerous kick. Finds Cambridge. Inside defensive 50. Left foot kick out long. Looking for Bell. Has to make a bit of ground. Grigsby can't do so effectively. And Dinger takes the mark. Kicks it back in board. Oh, Sun there, but just got it. There's Gunther. Howard stands the mark. He's got Hoffman long. He goes that direction. Dylan Johnston over his head as well. Where's it bounce? It bounces for Johnston. He gets pushed over the boundary line. So does the ball. And it will be a boundary throw in just left of our... Well, it's going to be a free kick, actually, to DJ.
Yeah, he got a push there from Hoffman.
He goes short to Sensei. McDonald's got it at half-back.
He's driving the kick towards the middle of the ground where he's got an option that hangs in the air, but he was able to stand under the footy and take the mark. Botsaris gave a handball to Keck. Keck sends it into the leading path of Clark, who's marked in the right forward pocket, about 30 from goal, 35 out. And that was too simple. That ball to the middle of the ground hung for an eternity.
How can someone just stand in the corridor like that for that long?
You'd be liking the fact that Geelong Amateur is comfortably, well, not comfortably, they're leading by 19 points.
Like that.
Yes.
Us pigs.
Us pigs. Pick from 35 metres out, and Nick Clark has made no mistake. He's got 3 for this afternoon, so I think I've got 4 with 3 this afternoon. Botsaris, Clark, Guida and Higgins, all with 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, Jason, as the margin goes to 118 points.
Correct, Tom King.
Final quarter, K-Rock, Zambrero, scoreboard, Zambrero, feel good mix. Order online so you don't miss any of the footy action. Lara, 2-2-14. St Albans, 19-18, 132.
Yep, that's about it, isn't it, Kirsch?
Absolutely. I mean, how do you assess that? It's sort of like bruise-free football from them, you know, like they're getting just easy possession. They're able to transition from their back half with ease, hit up uncontested marks, even though the ball was in the air for, 10 minutes.
Back to the middle, Grigsby, Bell gets it down. Purdy can't take it with him. Handball by Warren over his head towards Bailey Brogdon. Got it towards Hodgson. He gets it towards centre wing. Keck pushed off the football. Should get a free kick. Play on advantage. Hodgson runs away with it. They're fit. That's the thing. They're still running on top of the ground. That's a great mark by Clark. Or is it Higgins? It's Higgins. It's the double act down there. He goes short.
Oh, guess who?
Oh,
there he is.
Botsaris takes the mark and will shoot for goal. 35 out, 45-degree angle.
Just keep an eye on Lockie Grimer, Birchie, who hit the ground pretty hard. He's coming from the ground. He's moving under his own steam as Botsaris goes short into the right forward pocket and back to Higgins. He'll have a crack at his 4th, Jason.
He will. He's in the right forward pocket.
How's Grimer there, Birchie?
Yeah, nothing evident. He's just obviously coming off very gingerly in the hands of the trainer. So just walking over the boundary line now, and we'll see what they attend to.
Higgins turned around the corner with a left boot. Nice and nonchalant. Kicked his 4th. And that was way too easy again. Good by Jim, though, just to pass it off. That's unselfish. We like that from Botsaris.
Oh, Jim Bob's team play. That's what he's about. That's what he brings. He brings some energy.
Jim Bob.
He brings.
2018, 138 St Albans. Lara 2-2-14. And it's on the Zambrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. And in the expert share, thanks to the Sporting Globe Geelong. Eat, drink, sport. Here's Kirsch.
We asked for an increase in pressure from Lara to at least not minimise the pain, but to get themselves into the contest at least. They weren't going to win the game of footy, but just get into the contest, and they haven't done that. There's only been a couple really that have tried. Purdy and Henderson have tried all day. I think Purdy's sort of tried to lead the way. They're both captains of the club, and well, no, he's not. Darby's not, is he? But Purdy definitely is, and he's trying to lead the way, but he just hasn't got enough with him to go along for the ride.
Bowl's the other one.
Bowl's been terrific down back for sure.
Back in the middle. Bell winning the tap down, but the roving done by Warren, who held the handball back, and the run off half back came from Hodgson, who drives it long to a one-on-one front position. Morrell couldn't take it from behind. The defensive work was good, but the handball sold Gunther up the river, and he'll go nowhere, and we'll get a ball up. About 40 out from the St Albans goal. I didn't have 124 points on the bingo card.
No way.
Tap down, Bell tracking it. Grayling got a handball away on the bounce, so it's taken by Howarth of St Albans. He was pushed as he kicked, but it's worked out all right. Coots, handball, swept it wide and tight in the pocket. Cordello has a flying shot at goal, but misses to the right. Through for a minor score, in the margin is 125. Minor score for Tom Cordello. 2019, 139, 2-2-14. We've got a bit to play here. He's 18 3/4 played on the final quarter. Barwon Foods time clock.
Gunther plays on from full back. Handballs it to Chambers. He goes with a kick towards half back. Hodgson came up to the ball and he couldn't take it. Nichols is there as well. Howarth gets pulled off the football by
Edwards. Barwon had 71 and defeated Queenscliff 65.
They'll be running around calling percentage at the moment. St Albans players, I reckon.
Absolutely. Ball, Brogdon got it up the chimney at the back, kick around the corner from Hickey. Goes to Brogdon. He goes with the handball to Harris, who goes inside forward 50. Where's the ball going to sit? It's going to sit at top of the square. Coots puts a good tackle on. Botsaris there as well. He's into everything at the moment, Jimmy. Or as Kirsch has come to know, Jim Bob. And we're going to have a ball up.
You can do anything here.
Tough day for the Falcons, girls. They haven't scored.
Oh, no.
74 zip.
Oof.
Ball up, top of the square. Silverman's looking for another one. They're just queuing up. Ball's rolled out the back towards Harris, who's been good today. Liked his game from Point Cook. Handball on the up, Harris. Hodgson burst through one, burst through two, then had to get a handball away. And the umpire has actually pinged him for holding the ball. Took too long to get rid of it, despite getting the handball away. Kick wide for the Cats. Out looking for Hoffman, who presents up in the right back pocket. They're a long way from home. They've got some work to do, Lara. They've got Grovedale after the Easter break. That ball is out of bounds on the full. Grayling couldn't get his hands on it before it floated across the line, and that'll be a free kick to the Super Saints. Short kick came from Botsaris, and the mark taken, or rather by, sorry, I should say Larkins, and the mark taken by Gray, who, after threading a couple of goals in this second half, is full of confidence. He's too far out here, but he's going to send a long ball. Top of the square is where they'll compete, and off the footy being held, there's going to be a free kick paid to the Super Saints, and it's going to go to Clark. Top of the square, just to add insult to injury, and Ryan Bell doesn't know what's going on. He took the mark, but off the footy, Nick Clark was being held, and he'll go back and kick his fourth, and this margin will be 131. I legitimately thought we were coming here to watch something that would resemble more of a contest than what's been served up this afternoon. Clark, top of the square, easy. 4 goals for him. So solid start to his GFL career. Coming across from Clunes, best known in this region for his time at Mottawarri. And now kicking 4 goals in his first game in black and white. Final quarter, K-Rock Zambrero scoreboard. Feel good Mex, burritos, bowls and nachos are cooked slow and served fast with only the freshest, most delicious ingredients. 21-19, 145, 2-2-14, 21 3/4 minutes played. 131, I should say, is the margin. This is demoralising.
Yep, it is. And we're back in the middle. And as King said, it's only 22 played, so it's still a little bit of time too for the Super Saints. All back in the middle for the umpire.
Betty for Newcombe lead by 18.
Grigsby gets it down, pushes it forward. Coots. In the end, it was given away to Keck, who runs through 50. Handball over the top. Training run stuff now. He gets it towards Guida, who goes up the chimney, goes towards the forward, towards the square, through the middle. Did pretty well there, Cambridge, actually. Lara got a clearing kick, but only as far as Hodgson, who's had a good final term as well. He's at right half forward. He chips the ball, missed the target at the back of the pack. Cats have got the numbers. They drop the footy, though. And Harris finish off the work. Right foot kick has missed. And through for one behind to Kobe Harris. So go 21-21, 46 now, St Albans. Lara 2-2-14. And it's on the Zambrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
They beat North Shore by 138 back in round 9, 2019. This margin's 132. They're every chance of equaling that. As the Cats cleared a half back. No mark taken out there by Banjo Hickey. And the Super Saints come up with a Keck. A handball to right half forward. Cordello, who's been good. Siding ball, and that's a strong mark. Hamlin hanger contender from Guida in front of the converging Bell. And Guida will go back and have a shot on what will be his 4th of the afternoon. They have seriously got some forward firepower today. It's not going to be this easy every week for them. But they'll look at the opening to their season, Geelong West after the break, Grovedale in round 3, and think, gee, there's no reason as Guida just got that over the hands of the man on the mark and put it through for a goal. The margin is 138. 22-20, 152, plays 2-2-14. That is now 7 last quarter goals. And if you look at what they kicked in that third quarter, they have banged on about 12 consecutive majors to blow this absolutely apart, this contest.
Kingy, you're right about the opposition when they do play the better teams, but you know what? This sort of gives them a platform. It gives them a template. It shows them what they can do when they stick to a formula, and their formula's worked really well today. No one come to the ground thinking they're going to win by this margin, and they've just shown that the hard work they've done in the pre-season.
Absolutely. Well, Sam Wolfenden spoke before the game about between the best and their worst.
100%. Now you've got to bridge that gap next time they play, you know, each opposition.
Back to the middle, and Lara get it forward 50 for the first time ever. And a clearance. Now the ball Cordello comes across for St Albans. Ball spills free. Banjo. Hickey gets it now. 45 out. Can he kick the goal? Open. DJ gets back there for St Albans. And that's the type of day Lara are having. It hits the behind post on the full. It's out of bounds on the full. And St Albans are going to take it away from deep in defence. Howarth's got it now. He chips the ball over the top. Oh, dangerous over the head of Jed Warren, who is cramping a little bit. No wonder he's run so bloody much today. He leaves the ball behind at half forward and half back. Ball to Henderson now. Gets through some traffic. Does well. And measures the pass. It's good too. And Grimer takes the mark. Plays on to Henderson. Needs to finish off some work with a goal if he can. He can't this time. And it's actually a swing tackle, said the umpire. Well, Kirsch says no, but the umpire says yes, and Darby Henderson's going to come and kick from where the tackle was made, about 45 out, 45-degree angle.
Been pretty good today, but that was not there.
Newcombe has beaten Torquay by 18 points. 14-15-99 to 11-15-81. Educated guess is 2007 when Newcombe won their last played finals. They last beat Torquay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Ammo's beating Torquay last week. We looked at it and gone, you know, is there a changing of the guard or is there a new era? This certainly puts the pressure on Torquay, doesn't it?
I'd like to see the last time Torquay started their season 0-2.
Yeah.
Oh, there'd be a lot of research being done to know.
Henderson, 45 out, and kicked it where he ran, unfortunately. He ran right and kicked it out of bounds on the full. And
that's justice.
And that's justice for the non-sling tackle, is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
So the free kick to St Albans in the last line defence. It's going to be Zach Larkins with the footy.
I'm going to say Fletcher Keck has had 40 today.
Oh, yeah.
At a guess.
Easy.
Right back, left back pocket, I should say. Larkins pulls the kick to the corridor and puts it onto the chest of Hodgson. He can give it back to Larkins, who's just run unattended from his defensive goal line and now drives a kick to the middle of Concept over. The ball, it sits on its point. Oh, it's well taken coming through by Botsaris, but he was dragged down in a tackle. Did get a handball away. Morell's there. Now Gray wants to cut back onto his left boot. Send it inside forward, 50. Marking target is Higgins. Good spoil from behind, actually. Pay the mark. And it's taken down there by Cambridge, who's battled hard. High ball to half back and back with the flight. Morell's had a good day. There's going to be some big numbers for the St Albans boys when the stats are done. Morell short, and Brock McDonald finds himself just floating forward and taking a mark in front of Bowl. And he'll go back and have a shot. Now, my worry is that St Albans are at best, 7th or 8th position team. As he goes short, and Lucas Gray, unattended as marked, will go back and have a shot on his third. Yes. They've beaten Lara by 138 points. What are South Barwon, St Joey's, Leopold, Colac going to do to Lara?
Well, they need to.
And it's not like they're missing a whole heap.
I think Aaron Stone, Josh Sanders, who they've never really had.
Where's their improvement coming from? It's going to be a long... Look, they're evolving, but the evolution is way back at the start. Gray, that's an absolute shank. He shinned it. He shinned it onto the chest of Ryan Bell, who fires a handball into the left-back pocket to Henderson. Henderson chips the kick over the top in the mark, taken in the left-back pocket by Purdy. The run comes from Chambers, who kicks to the wing. Spoiled from behind by Hickey. Brought it to ground for the Cats. Can they win the footy or at least halve the contest at centre wing? Something they haven't been able to halve contests.
No.
They've just been beaten point blank too many times in contests, and that happens with a young side. But gee, it's not a very old side out there for St Albans today either.
And Hendo said that their average age is 21 and a half. That's probably normal, isn't it, for quite a few teams?
Ball from the ruck contest, Grigsby. He got it down, but Lara go the other way and go back towards centre wing. Oh, Osmond goes up, can't take the mark. Back of the pack. And Edwards for Lara. Siren sounds, that's it. And St Albans 138-point winners this afternoon. 22-21-52, they defeat Lara. 2-2-14.
Their biggest win since the middle of 2019, their highest score since the middle of 2019. They were in charge from the start, 27-point lead at quarter time after keeping the Cats scoreless. They led by 61 at the main break, 90 at three-quarter time. But the thing that will impress most the coach, Rick Munn, is how they went on with the business. 22-20, 152, 2-2-14. And the Super Saints, well, they are on the way to being super again, Kirsch. I know it's only a very, very small sample size, but the way they played, the method they brought is something that they will test out against the better teams. It might not work all the time, but there is some purpose to the way they play.
Absolutely, Kingy. They've got method, they've got style, they've got excitement. You know, they have got a brand of footy. Yes, we don't know if it'll stand up against the good sides, but if they continue to play like this, then they're going to be in more games for longer, and exactly what Sam Wolfenden spoke about before the game. That's the improvement areas they want to be in games longer. They didn't expect to win by 138 points today. No one did, but you know, the improvement's there. We spoke about them as probably being one of the bigger improvers of the competition. This shows us what they can do, and this shows us how they're improved. So big tick to them, isn't it, round one. You know, we thought Lara would be a lot more competitive and give this game a real shake, and you know, on the other hand, they've been quite disappointing. Not quite, they've been very disappointing.
Nah, that's demoralising. 2-2-14. Their only goal scorer was Lockie Grimer, who's a bloke who hasn't played for 4 years. The first goal came 2 minutes into the second. The next came 12 minutes into the third. But in between, they were